Good evening, football fans, and welcome to the 2001 Northwest Football League season. Tonight at Cougars Bowl, site of last year's NFA championship game, it's the Columbia Cougars and the Oregon Thunderbolts. Hi, everybody. I'm Dave Hall, along with Tim Adams, and Tim, looks like a good game tonight.
Well, I can't wait. It's been entirely too long waiting for this through this drought for some more football.
It has been a long time. Kicking off for the Vancouver Cougars will be Jake Barra, a player I'm really familiar with. Jake played at Evergreen and had a reputation pretty much around the Greater St. Helens League as the strongest leg in the league.
Looks like number 20, John Fontroy, and number 21, Dion Rhodes are going to try and return for the Thunderbolts.
The kick is away, a low kick, bouncing kick, fielded and dropped at the 30 and then fielded at the 31.
It looks like the Thunderbolts did a good job covering that up because that is a live ball, and it looks like the Thunderbolts will get possession of it and in good field position.
We'll be talking about a number of the players today. Right off the bat, I wanted to talk a little bit about when we were doing the preseason, the speed on the Thunderbolts this year with Fernando Fantroy, John Fantroy, his brother who played at Gresham, and another name that's going to come up is Reynolds. It's Philip Galden, who went to high school at Hudson's Bay and has played many times on this field, and was one of the sprint champions in the Greater St. Helens League.
And what position is he playing?
Well, he'll be playing running back and defensive back for the Thunderbolts. The quarterback for the Thunderbolts is Frank Ulrich. I formation for the Thunderbolts. Receiver split wide to the right. The handoff, and that's Fantroy.
Up the middle for about 6, and that offensive line returns intact for the Thunderbolts. Well, almost intact, but that's the veteran leadership of this football team, and they're going to just probably try and run on the Cougars at every opportunity.
The Thunderbolts have a veteran line, and that has proved very effective in running the ball. Fernando Fantroy, as we said, from Reynolds High School, one of the leading rushers in the Mount Hood Conference, 100-meter dash champion. He has blazing speed. And a whistle.
Looked like number 71, David O'Neill, rocked out of his stance. And that's going to negate the 7-yard gain on first down.
We have not seen Julian Williams in the game yet, but he's over on the sideline. Preseason, he had an outstanding game, inter-squad game that we did previously, and he can catch the ball in traffic.
And another highlight on the Thunderbolts in that scrimmage was the quarterback, Frank Ulrich. And we were just amazed. He may have the potential to be the best quarterback that I've ever seen play for the Thunderbolts.
Anthony Jordan split wide outside. There's a handoff to Fantroy. Fantroy, and back to probably the original line of scrimmage. Might have lost a yard or two.
That was Ryan Harrington, number 44, knifing through for the defense. And he was in the backfield before the ball got handed off, it looked like.
So it'll be 3rd down and 8.
Looks like number 21, Dion Rhodes, in at wide receiver for the Thunderbolts, along with number 7, Anthony Jordan. And it looks like a third wide out. No, that's the tight end, Morgan Will, on the other side.
Jordan is split wide to the left. Inside of him is Rhodes. I-back formation. Ulrich has not thrown a pass yet. We're just underway. Ulrich drops straight back.
Oh, wide open's Jordan.
Wide open. Jordan complete. Oh, and dropped out at the 46-yard line. Would have been a first down.
Perfect pass. Well, maybe not perfect, but catchable. Hit him right in the hand.
So Ulrich 0 for 1 on passing. And that'll bring up a Thunderbolt 4th down.
And in comes the punting unit. And I don't know if we've seen the Thunderbolts punting. It looks like Matt Stanwood, number 1.
Ty Williams back to receive for the Cougars. Ahead of him, number 37, Seneca Alexander.
And in minor league football, the special teams always interesting. These guys don't get a lot of practice on these special teams. And the first kick of the first game, and we have a stoppage of some sort. Maybe they got everybody on the field. We'll see. It looks like the Cougars had some kind of miscue going, and they are being penalized. 5 yards, so now it's going to be 4th down and short for the Thunderbolts. They may rethink this or not. Looks like Stanwood staying in there at 4th and 3.
That's a substitution penalty on the Cougars.
Number 1, Matt Stanwood.
Stanwood in punt formation for the Thunderbolts. There's the snap, a low snap, drops. Stanwood gets a kick away. Nice kick.
A lot of pressure on him.
Bounces at the 30, fielded at the 27, out to the 30, out to the 34-yard line. And that is Ty Williams who fielded that punt.
And Joseph Manis with a big hit. Big defensive lineman hit him straight up number 61. And you can hear that collision clear up here.
Cougars will go on the offense, their first offensive possession, and their quarterback will be Nathan Archer. And Archer played here many times in the Greater St. Helens League for Mountain View High School.
He also is a familiar name in the league. I believe he's played with this team and maybe with the Cavalier team, and he's been around this league for a while. Although I remember him being number 7.
I formation, receiver split wide left and right, handoff to the tailback.
Good defense.
No gain.
Ty Williams, number 21, 6'2", 225 is their starting running back. But that Thunderbolt defense was all over that. You might have got a foot. Thunderbolt defense is all a lot of new faces this year, especially up front on that defensive line.
Not only up front too, but in the secondary with the addition of John Fantroy, has a lot of speed. And there's Julian Williams back there right now at defensive back.
Number 3.
2nd down and 9. Archer, the quarterback, handoff to the fullback straight ahead.
And again, nothing doing. That was again number 96, I think Justin Messman, and I think he might have made the play in the last play. Just not getting pushed out of there. He's a defensive lineman, 5'10", 290. Just try and move somebody of that stature out of the way. So 3rd down, 3rd and 9 for the Cougars.
I think that's one of the things that we can say about the Thunderbolts. They're going to be much faster this year than they were last year.
Well, I understand David Brannon was going to be playing maybe in some capacity today, their defensive coach. It looks like number 12, Antonio Sparrow, a Thunderbolt of yore. Oh, big time play by Calvin Armstead. Broke up the pitch.
The quarterback on the pitch that time did not get a good pitch away. The running back couldn't handle it, and as you said, Calvin Williams got his hand in and knocked the ball down, and it goes out of bounds, and it will be 4th down.
Big loss, because the ball rolled out of bounds at the 21-yard line. This is going to be 4th down and 20-something.
It would have been a bigger loss if the Thunderbolts could have come up with possession before they got out of bounds.
It looked like they got a bad bounce. It looked like if it would have bounced just right, it would have been a touchdown. That guy was streaking down the sidelines. Couldn't contain it, and it rolled out of bounds.
Back to receive for the Thunderbolts will be number 21, Dion Rhodes.
Well, now we'll see the Columbia/Vancouver Cougars effort at punting here. See how their punt team puts it together in the off season. And
as I mentioned, when I was doing the Greater St. Helens League, Jake Barr was the best punter I'd ever seen. Let's see if he gets away a good kick.
Looks like number 21, Dion Rhodes, is back to receive for the Thunderbolts.
11:36 left to go here in the first quarter. We're just underway. The initial 2001 Northwest Football League season. There's the punt, a high kick.
Rhodes
fields is at a 40. Turned around, steps backwards, back to the 40, now out to the 45, out to the 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 15, 10, 5, touchdown.
I don't see any linen on the field. Boy,
there's no gabardine on the AstroTurf. That counts.
What a move he made. All the Cougars were bearing down. He took that spin move outside, found the fence, and he was gone.
You mentioned teams don't practice much on special teams. That was really not a very good job of tackling on the special teams when they had him for a 5-yard loss.
They had him for a 5-yard loss, and they didn't contain the outside. They all converged on him, and when they found he wasn't there, they all tackled each other, and he was outside of all of them.
55 yards on the punt return for Dion Rhodes. We're 6-0. Here's the point after touchdown.
You want to maintain your position and not you maintain your area when you're coming down. Even though you may not make the tackle, at least you contain them from getting outside. So someone blew an assignment on the outside there.
The point after touchdown, the kick is up, and it is good. With 11:17 left to go in the first, it's Thunderbolts 7, Vancouver Cougars nothing.
Number 49, Jim Snowadsky, doing the extra point kicking. It looks like splitting punting duties with Matt Stanwood, who's punting, and then Snowadsky, the extra point.
11:17 left to go in the first quarter. Thunderbolts lead 7-0. Matt Stanwood to kick off a 55-yard punt return for a touchdown by Dion Rhodes, and the point after touchdown was by number 49, Jim Stowatsky, 260-pound extra point kicker.
Stowatsky.
Ty Williams set to receive deep for the Cougars. The kick.
Oh, a little better kick.
And that may go out of bounds. No, it may stay in bounds. It does. It's fielded at the 9 and backwards. And the ball loose, picked up by the Thunderbolts. Let's see if that's a fumble.
Devin Moore, number 6. Boy, did he make a play. Even if they don't recover this fumble, he was the man on the spot, and he got the fumble, and he recovered the ball.
There was some question, as to my mind, as whether the referees were going to rule the ball carrier was down, but they have ruled it's a fumble, and the Thunderbolts come up with the possession at the 6.
Devin Moore, number 6, defensive back wide receiver, Joseph High School, 5'8", 175. Boy, did he make some tracks down the field and get down there, and I see now he maintained his position. He had a lane to protect, and when that guy cut back, he was right there. Ty Williams wasn't able to break it back, cut it back the other way because Moore was there, and Moore stripped the ball, and Moore recovered the ball. So it's Thunderbolts first and goal on the 7-yard line.
Jeff Jones, the up back, Fernando Fantroy, the deep back. Look for the speed of Fantroy on this play. Ulrich on the count. There's a handoff to the up back. That's Jones, and Jones inside the 5 down to the 2.
Jones, 5'11", 195.
And this is where that Thunderbolt offensive line that's been together and worked together for so long really proves its valuableness.
And you know, the Thunderbolts have another weapon down here this year, and that's Frank Ulrich, because he runs probably a 4.6. He can run, he could sprint, he could do a Doug Flutie, he could be in that end zone just like any of the other ball carriers behind that line.
I've been very impressed with the foot speed of Ulrich. It's second down and goal at the 2. Ulrich trips, hands it off to Fantroy. Fantroy in for the touchdown. Ulrich stumbled on the handoff, but Fantroy got it and in for the touchdown, and our score is 13-0. Thunderbolts lead, and we've only played just a couple of minutes. 10:19 left to go here in the first quarter.
Well, it's been big plays so far. Special teams, a punt return for a touchdown, and then a failed punt return?
Or kickoff return that's fumbled.
Fumbled kickoff return. So the Cougars shooting themselves in the foot with special teams. This hasn't been thus far as one-sided a game as that. It's just been 2 big plays.
Snowatsky in for the point after touchdown. The kick is up, and it is good with 10:19 left to go in the first quarter. Thunderbolts 14, Vancouver Cougars nothing.
And number 44, Ryan Harrington for the Cougars, should have had that block. He was all the way through. Not a good job up front for the Thunderbolts on protecting the kick, but it was a good job of Snowatsky for getting that ball off under the pressure. The number 6, Devin Moore, who made the big play on the last kickoff, is the gunner on the near side for the Thunderbolts. Keep an eye on him.
Matt Stanwood to kick off. Ty Williams set to receive. Stanwood, a driving kick that's going to be fielded by Williams near the goal line. Steps on the goal line, out to the 5, the 10, out to the 15, steps inside and tackled, and down at the 17-yard line. Good coverage that time by the Thunderbolts.
Devin Moore was leading the pack on the way down the field, but he did get blocked that time. He fell down and got back up and almost got in on that tackle, but had that outside contained. The Thunderbolts looking good on special teams.
They're looking very good on special teams. A good punt coverage, a good punt return, and now a good kickoff coverage.
Number 10, David Brannon, who's the defensive coordinator, is in on defense. He called the play, and it looks like he's arranging the defense now from he's on the linebacker on the near side.
And the Thunderbolts jump early, and that's going to be an offside penalty.
I guess that's a weak side linebacker. Number 10, David Brannon, used to play for the Oregon State Beavers and for the Thunderbolts a number of years, and I understand he's been working out. He's in top shape and wants to play as well as coach. So he's in there today at weak side linebacker, although he used to be a safety.
9:56 left to go here in the first quarter. The Thunderbolts have scored twice, once on a 55-yard touchdown a punt return by Dion Rhodes, and then on a 2-yard run by Fernando Fantloy. Nathan Archer, the quarterback, I-back formation. Ty Williams, the deep back. Archer, option down the line of scrimmage, pitch to Williams. Williams turned to 20, out to the 25, out to the 30, out to the 35, sidesteps to the 40, to the 45, to the cross midfield, to the 45, to the 40, and he's going to go. Ty Williams going to go all the way. He does. 81 yards on the touchdown run. Ty Williams.
A lot of missed tackles on the Thunderbolts there.
And Williams, that may be the farthest he's ever run because he was running out of gas, but he had enough left. 81 yards on the touchdown run for Ty Williams, 14-6 our score. 9:22 left to go here in the first quarter, 14-6 our score on the 81-yard touchdown run.
I think it was more
Ty
than 81
Williams.
yards by the time he ran across the field to the left and then ran across the field all the way to the right.
Jake Barr, the point after touchdown, it's up and it's good. And our score, Oregon Thunderbolts 14, Vancouver Cougars 7.
Well, now it's been 3 big plays. Two for the Oregon Thunderbolts, 1 for the Cougars. We haven't seen a drive yet.
We're averaging a touchdown a minute here.
Columbia Cougars for short, I guess.
All right, we'll make that sure. It's the Columbia Cougars of Vancouver, just so we make sure of the official name. Of Washington. The Columbia Cougars of Vancouver, Washington.
Yes.
All right, Matt Barr to kick off. Or Jake Barr, I'm sorry.
Well, pay attention. We have another special teams play, and so far the special teams plays have been memorable thus far. Dion Rhodes up the middle.
You know, that was the old Cleveland Brown fan coming out of me when I called him Matt Barr.
I heard you were a Cleveland Browns fan.
I am.
From one of your fans.
Are you glad they're back?
Absolutely. So Jake Barr on the kickoff. This will, let's see, this is actually the first offensive possession for the Thunderbolts other than the possession way down here when they recovered the fumble and went 5 yards in 3 plays. So let's see what Frank Ulrich has set for the Oregon Thunderbolts.
Got that big veteran offensive line. Number 67 is the center, Paul Swingle. Been snapping the ball for the Thunderbolts for like at least 8 years.
Split back formation. Fantloy, the sweep play to the right. Fantloy out to the 30-yard line. Actually, this is not the first offensive possession. They took the opening kickoff and
3 and out.
3 and out.
4 and out. They had the penalty, and that slowed them down. At number 44, Ryan Harrington, so far for the Cougars, has been an impressive player. He made that tackle. I think he's their leading tackler so far, and he seems to have a nose for the ball. Haven't seen number 3, Julian Williams, on offense yet.
Dion Rhodes split wide to the left. Inside of him, Anthony Jordan, and inside of him is, I'll have to get
Casey Oliver.
Casey Oliver. Ulrich to throw to the outside. He has Morgan Will out there overthrown. Overthrown down around the 40-yard line. Trip receivers left and then through to the tight end on the right. That's a good call. Had single coverage on Morgan Will.
Will was open, and he's a huge target, but the ball was way over his head.
So it'll be 3rd and 4.
Actually, way over his head is a relative term when you're Morgan Will at 6'5", but
3rd down and 4 from the 31. Trip receivers left again.
Ulrich is real excited about this game. This is his former team. And so I'm hoping to see him at halftime and ask him how he's feeling about going against his old team here.
Ulrich dropped straight back and incomplete. Intended for Anthony Jordan, but thrown behind him, and it'll bring up 4th down and punt formation for the Oregon Thunderbolts.
Well, now Jordan was standing there, and then Dion Rhodes tried to make a play on the ball, and I couldn't tell who he was throwing it to. It looked like maybe the receiver was supposed to make a pattern there.
It was a 2-step drop and a throw, and I think that someone was supposed to be in that spot and wasn't there. Matt Stanwood to punt.
The receivers, they don't get the statistic of incomplete passes, though. It's the quarterback.
Another low snap. Stanwood fields a nice high driving kick. Bounces at the 35, at the 31, and rolls back and not down yet. And finally, the Thunderbolts down at the 33-yard line.
almost looked like one of the Cougars touched it. He was trying to make a block, and the ball bounced at his feet there, but apparently it didn't touch him.
7:54 left to go here in the first quarter. Thunderbolts lead the Columbia Cougars 14-7. Cougars on offense.
Thunderbolts going to have to make some adjustments on the defense. They can't allow Ty Williams to rip off an 81-yard run again, or a 75-yard run in this case.
You know, when you take a look at it on that 81-yard run, it looked like what happened is the Thunderbolt defense over-pursued, and there was nobody left on the back to seal off anything that came back, and once Ty Williams cut it back, he was home free.
There were a couple safety guys, but the Cougars had a couple blockers down the field to take care of them. So I guess that would fall in the linebacker responsibilities.
The weak side linebacker wasn't there. I formation. Nathan Archer, the quarterback. Ty Williams is the deep back. Option down line of scrimmage. There's the pitch to Williams. Williams out to the 40, a gain of about 7.
Archer paid the price. Nathan Berge just, even after he pitched the ball, decided he was going to go for a ride. Nathan Berge put him down.
I'll tell you, the option is fun to watch, but if you're the quarterback, you take a beating. You better have a backup quarterback if you're going to run the option.
Berge's number 44, and he was an all-star Thunderbolt last year. Just arrived from out of town. Game day, I think, is from San Diego. It looks in great shape. Played a little fullback last year, but tore it up at defensive end.
Second down, the handoff straight ahead on the carry. That is Nathan Shepard, and Shepard across midfield for the first down.
Nice pick up for the Cougars.
And this time the Cougars move that defensive line out of the way, make a big hole up the front.
Shepard gets 10. It's a first down for the Cougars. They are now in Thunderbolt territory at the 49 with 6:44 left to go here in the first quarter.
Well, you know, the Cougars have good size up front as well. If you look down their roster, 290, 350, 300, 300, 300. They have a lot of size up front as well, and the size on the defensive line of the Thunderbolts isn't that big.
Receivers split wide left and right, slot left. There's the handoff to Williams. Williams with maybe a couple, maybe to the 46.
Calvin Armstead with the tackle there, and he wasn't going to let him loose.
And it looks like we have an assist by number 44, Nathan Berge.
Armstead, a veteran Thunderbolt, actually played semi-pro football in Chicago for a team and came back, moved back here and found the Thunderbolts.
Stan Standifer just came off the field, one of the offensive linemen for the Cougars, and he's limping. He's going to go take a seat on the bench.
Is that number 58?
58.
He was limping a series ago, too.
Second down, and we'll make it 2nd and 9, 2nd and 8 from the 46. Cougars go wide left and right. The slot left, that is in the slot, that's Ty Williams. Archer fakes, wants to throw
Berge,
under heavy pressure. Sacked.
Thrown down. Berge, did you see the strength of him?
Big loss.
He just threw him down with his arms. That's a 200-pound, 6'2" quarterback he just threw down with his arms.
And a huge loss all the way back to the 39. That is a loss of 13 on the play. It will now bring up 3rd and 22.
Now the Cougars are going to have to make some adjustments for Berge. They can't let number 44. He's been getting through every play. They just haven't been going his way. They had the big play up the middle where Berge came in the backfield and they went up the middle where he wasn't there. But boy, they're going to have to contain him somehow because he's in the backfield every play now. Watch number 44 on the near side for the defense.
Archer option down the line of scrimmage left. Going to keep it
away from Berge.
Away from Berge, back to midfield and back to about the original line of scrimmage. And it'll bring up 4th and 10.
Well, I guess that's a good idea. Just run away from him, and now the Thunderbolts have to plug up the other side now.
Jake Barr headed into the game, so the Cougars will be in punt formation. 4th and 10 from the original line of scrimmage. Rhodes back to receive for the Thunderbolts. 4 minutes left here in the first quarter, 14-7.
Thunderbolts lead. This has been
Long quarter.
Maybe the referees haven't shook off the cobwebs and they haven't got the clock thing down.
It's a TV timeout.
Ah.
3:54 left to go here in the first quarter. Thunderbolts lead the Cougars 14-7. 4th and 10 from just across midfield. Jake Barr in punt formation.
And now Anthony Davis is the up back, and it was Antonio Sparrow. So some kind of a change there. It looks like they were looking for a fake.
Barr
Left
with
the
the
defense
kick,
in.
and that is going to go into the end zone. And Rhodes is going to bring it out. Not a wise choice there, but he breaks free out to the 7.
Rhodes very confident. He does have top speed. However, he had no blocking down there, and there was a lot of red shirts.
He ran a punt back 55 yards for a touchdown. He didn't make the same wise decision that time, as the ball will be spotted out at the 7. 1st and 10 for the Thunderbolts at the 7.
Well, he did a good job of getting out of the end zone after he decided and had stepped out, and therefore could have given up a safety at one point, and did get the ball advance at 7 yards and get out of trouble.
No, I'm a punt returner. I don't want to down the ball either. I got some speed. I want to run. 1st and 10 Thunderbolts. Ulrich the quarterback. Jones the up back. Fernando Fantroy the deep back.
Number 75, Jason Woody checks in at left guard for the Thunderbolts.
Trip receivers to the right. There's the handoff to Fantroy. Turns the corner. There's a flag down. Fantroy out to about the 17. But there's a flag, a couple of flags down at the line of scrimmage. And the penalty is going to be
flagrant holding when you have 2 yellow flags on the ground. Or else it's double holding. Either way, it's only 3.5 yards when you're that close to your own goal line.
There's the good point. You can't get penalized all that yardage. You only move it back about half.
I guess Woody actually starts, number 75. David O'Neill is the left tackle. And Swingle the center. Number 60, Matt Underwood, looks like he's in there at right guard for Bubba Brown.
The ball at
Abel
about
Martinez, number 50.
the ball at about the 4-yard line, the 4.5-yard line, where it'll bring up 1st and 10. Actually, I'm sorry, 1st and 15.
And number 78, the right guard, Justin Wachnick.
Ulrich wants to throw on the outside. He has Will out there again. Will's bumped. No flag and incomplete.
He was covered pretty well that time. Double coverage.
Same play as they ran before. They ran trip receivers left and line up Morgan Will as the tight end on the right. Try to get him on single coverage at 6'5". That time Morgan do double coverage, incomplete, and it's 2nd down.
The safety man was a lot shorter than him, and the other safety man was deep. May not have been able to get over it after he caught the ball, but the ball was overthrown again.
Rod Nightingale splits wide to the left. Dion Rhodes will split wide to the right. The lone setback is Fantroy. I'm sorry, Jones up ahead of him. So I formation. Ulrich drops straight back, wants to throw, looks under heavy pressure, and he's sacked, and it's going to be a safety.
Well, you know, there might be worse things that could happen to the Thunderbolts down here. It would have been 4th down, wouldn't have been 4th down, and...
That was 2nd down there, that play right there.
Oh, because they brought that, yeah.
Ulrich just didn't have any time to get a good look. He had looked at his first receiver, couldn't go there, and by the time he looked for his alternate receiver, dragged down for a safety. So that's 2 points for the Cougars. 14-9 our score, and the Thunderbolts will have to kick the ball away. 3:08 left to go here in the first quarter. 14-9 our score on the safety. Thunderbolts will get a free kick from the 20. Matt Stanwood will punt the ball away. You really couldn't fault Frank Ulrich on that. He just didn't have any time. And a nice pass rush by the Columbia Cougars.
Now this is a free kick, but this is anybody's ball after 10 yards. It's not really a punt.
There's the kick.
Nice. Nice kick.
Nice kick by Stanwood. Fielded at the 18. That's Williams out to the 20, out to the 30, out to the 35, out to the 40, 45, 50. to the 40.
Stanwood with the tackle.
And down to the 36-yard line again for Ty Williams.
Number 30, Sal Corona, had the play about the 30-yard line, missed the tackle.
You know,
And
Williams
after he got
just
outside
doesn't
of
look
there.
like he has that blazing speed, but boy, he manages to find the open field.
And he seems to break some tackles. Except the kicker got him that time. Barely. And deep in Thunderbolt territory, almost deep, the Cougars set up shop at the 38-yard line.
44 yards on that free kick return by Ty Williams. Williams, 6'2", 225.
And now the Cougars looking to go ahead.
Nathan Archer, the quarterback. Receiver split wide left and right.
Wade Curtis is the receiver to the near side.
And there's the
24.
handoff straight ahead, and that is Kimo Fai. He's played a lot of games here at this stadium. He went to Hudson's Bay High School, and they play their home games here. Fai on the carry, down to the 36, a game of 2, and 2nd and 8.
I asked the Cougars coach, George Dowling, how to pronounce his name. He said, Chemo. He said, it's just Chemo.
Kimo,
He has no last name. It's just Chemo.
Kimo Fai.
Now he's 240 pounds at 5'10". And when he's out of the game, they got number 30 at 5'8", 235, Dara Donald. Neither guy would I like to try and tackle.
I mentioned earlier Philip Galden, who's playing for the Thunderbolts. He was the deep back, and Fai was the up back at Hudson's Bay. So Fai actually blocked for Philip Galden.
Number 34.
Gain on the play down to the 33. It's now 3rd and 5.
David Brannon checking out for the Thunderbolts. Cornerbacks for the Thunderbolts, Marcus Williams, number 33, and number 20, John Fantroy, who is Fernando's brother.
And he has blazing speed. And of course, Julian Williams, who played cornerback at Eastern Washington.
Is at safety, and then Antonio Sparrow, the veteran safety.
Option down the line of scrimmage, Archer, and he stood up. He's not going to get anywhere. Back maybe a gain of 1.
So now we might see Jake Barr.
We might see Jake Barr. Let's see, it would be about a 48-yarder if he was going to attempt a field goal, and that's certainly within his range.
Now in this particular, in the rules of today, they have the ball spotted on the hash mark. So usually these games are a combination of NFL and college rules. And in this case, they use the wide college hash marks. So that makes it an additional challenge for the kicker.
They're going to kick it. Let's see. Line of scrimmage looks like it'll be about the 40. Be about a 50-yarder. 43 seconds left to go here in the first quarter, a lengthy first quarter. Thunderbolts 14, Columbia Cougars 9. It is 4th down and 5 on the 33, and it looks like the Cougars are going to go for a field goal. Jake Barr, the spot will be about the 40, which would make it a 50-yarder, and he has that distance.
The 50-yarder
With the wind to his back.
with the wind to his back, but also from the hash mark.
Ty Williams will hold. Let's see if Barr has the distance from the right hash mark, as Tim said. There's the snap. It's down. Barr blocked.
Big time.
Blocked at the line of scrimmage. Picked up.
Thunderbolt football.
Picked up
Number
by the
33. Marcus Williams.
33. Marcus Williams.
And blocked by number 12, Antonio Sparrow. I was just going to say, let's see how the Cougars and Thunderbolts, not just, let's see how their special team, let's see how their field goal point after attempt team handles this, and the field goal block team. And that was what it came down to, not Archer's leg.
Say two quick
Barr's
things.
leg, excuse me.
One, there was not a lot of elevation on the kick, but the other hand, there was great penetration by the Thunderbolts. So
It looked like they let Sparrow inside. Usually the rush guy tries to get outside because they won't let him inside. But if he can get inside, that's the direct route to get between the ball and the kicker. So
1st and 10 Thunderbolts. Frank Ulrich, the quarterback. High back formation. Fernando Fantroy, the deep back. Receivers split wide left and right.
So we see another big play on special teams affect this game.
There is a jam up at the line of scrimmage on the handoff to Jeff Jones. Jones gets maybe a yard.
Jeff Jones for a short pickup.
Yeah, the Cougars have been playing the run pretty well. The first play of the game, the Thunderbolts ran pretty well, but since then, that defensive front has neutralized the offensive line of the Thunderbolts. And also, I don't think Ulrich has completed a pass yet this game.
He hasn't. There's not going to get this playoff. The first quarter is going to end with our score, the Oregon Thunderbolts 14, the Columbia Cougars 9.
So really, we're getting our
He
butt
hasn't
kicked.
completed a pass, has he?
I don't think so.
Welcome back to the start of the second quarter. Our score, Oregon Thunderbolts 14, Columbia Cougars 9.
Thunderbolts fairly unproductive on offense thus far this game. They're leading by virtue of some big special teams plays, and now they have the ball in good field position is another one.
Fantroy up the middle, Fantroy to the 25.
But that seems to be most of what they've done so far is run Fantroy for 5 yards. I don't think Ulrich has completed a pass yet.
He's not. 4 yards on the carry for Fantroy. It'll bring up
The tackle, number 40.
3rd down and about 5.
I'd like to see the offense mix it up here a little bit more this series and maybe keep the defense a little honest. They look like they're reading the run now because the Oregon Thunderbolts haven't been throwing the ball. Here we
Ulrich
go.
rolls
Ulrich
left,
uses
going to
speed,
throw
run him
underneath to
outside.
Morgan
There
Will.
it
Will will
is.
have the first down to the 15.
And out.
To
She's
the
gonna
10,
stop him.
and a flag.
What would that be, a face mask over there?
Has to be something like that because the only people that were over there were the receiver and a couple of defenders. Morgan Will gets down to the 5. That'll be a 1st and goal there, and let's see what the penalty is.
Well, I like that play call. I'd like to see them do a little more of that. So far, they've been pretty predictable.
It's a clip on the Thunderbolts. Somebody blocking down there in the corner.
Downfield, well, now they're going to take that from the spot of the foul, probably, which would be not as bad as from the line of scrimmage, but that will negate the first down, huh?
It's about the 13-yard line where the flag is down. Will was down inside the 5.
Well, he didn't even need a blocker at that size. He could just cloud his way for 5 yards.
That's got to be tough to see a freight train coming at you.
So Thunderbolts back up, and now they got to try 3rd down again. Only it's going to be more like 3rd and 9.
Well, there's the personal foul, the 15-yard on the clipping. From the 13, takes it all the way back to the 28. And now it'll bring up 3rd down and 9 from the 28. That's a play I hope we see again.
I do too. I'd like to see a lot more of their passing game. Ulrich has the arm. I think the receivers are up to it, and the offensive line can't run block all day. They're going to have to mix it up and keep the defense guessing a little bit before they're going to be effective.
Receivers wide left and right, slot left and right. The draw play to Fantroy. Fantroy
hole.
to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, inside the 15, and down at about the 14.
And you know that play worked only because the quarterback slipped and got him the ball too late. And by then the hole had opened up. If he would have handed it off clean, I think he would have been stopped in the backfield.
Fantroy gets 14. It's a 1st down for the Thunderbolts. Fantroy also goes off, and he was limping slightly as he did. It looked to me like he twisted his ankle.
Number 34, Alonzo Harden, would replace him at tailback, and he's the lone setback.
Harden is the lone setback. Trip receivers right. Will split to the left. Ulrich looks straight across the middle. There's the throw, complete to Jordan, and it's a touchdown.
That's Oliver, Casey Oliver.
Casey Oliver on the touchdown. 14-yard completion. Frank Ulrich to Casey Oliver.
And I like the call. They passed. That was 1st down, and they threw the ball.
If you can see, Ulrich looked at Morgan Will on the outside first, and I think that froze the defenders. Oliver stepped in the middle, and he was wide open.
Well,
20 to
Thunderbolts
9.
apparently are trying to use the Oregon State Beavers' Dennis Erickson all offense this year. We have a new offensive coordinator, Calvin Griggs, former Thunderbolt standout wide receiver. And it looks like the signal calling is going to be a little different this year.
Snowadsky, a kick, it's tipped and it's no good. So with 13:40 left to go in the first half, our score, the Oregon Thunderbolts 20, the Columbia Cougars 9. $13:40 left to go here in the first half. Matt Stanwood set to kick off.
Ty Williams deep for the Cougars.
A short ball.
High though.
Be fielded by Williams. Out to the 20, out to the 25, out to the 30. Jumps over a tackler there and out to the 32-yard line.
On contact, number 33.
Gang tackled there at the 30-yard line by the whole special teams of the Oregon Thunderbolts. The Cougars will now take over, trailing 9-20. So far they've been effective running the ball, but they haven't really thrown it. I don't think they've thrown it at all. Of course, when you can run 80 yards on first down, you don't necessarily need to throw it, but again, I think the Cougars have the same problem the Thunderbolts did. They're getting predictable. They aren't throwing the ball. They're not using their threat. And I think their quarterback, number 12, Nathan Archer, could also run. And he did run some option in the first half, but they haven't really been using him much either.
When I saw him as a high school quarterback, he ran the option and ran quite well, but did not throw the ball well long. And it's not attempted a long pass here so far. 13:29 left to go in the first half. Thunderbolts lead 20-9. Columbia Cougars on offense. 1st and 10. The ball at the 33. Nathan Archer, the quarterback. I-back formation. That's Ty Williams, the deep back. Williams has been outstanding so far in this game. Receivers split wide left and right. Archer rolls to the left. Down the line of scrimmage. Turns it inside. Archer across the 40. Close to the first down.
A little piling on there after the play, and the Thunderbolts are lucky to get away with that. That was number 96, Justin Messman, a big defensive tackle that chased him down outside.
Second down.
Now, once again, these Cougars are getting pretty predictable, and let's see if the Thunderbolts start stacking the line against the run.
Out to the 47, so it would be 2 yards short of the first down. 2nd and 2.
Although that play was a little misdirection, which threw off the Thunderbolts, but they should be thinking run here until the Cougars show them otherwise.
The lone setback is Nathan Shepard. Williams now in the slot to the left. Archer wants to throw the short pass and overthrows Williams. He was trying to hit Williams on a slant pattern with Williams at full speed.
Not a good throw. There were two Thunderbolts that were closer to that football than the receiver.
That's a timing play, and early in the season, maybe later on in the season you'll see better timing on that, but the timing was clearly off on that one.
So now the Cougars have to come up with a yard on 3rd and 1, and we'll see if they go back to the run.
3rd and 1. Shepard.
See if Berge, number 44, could get in there and make a loss. Might force the team to punt.
Look for the option this time at 3rd and 1, and there's movement on the offensive line.
Flag on play. Looks like offside.
Oh, that's got to hurt. 3rd and 1's a lot easier to make than 3rd and 6.
The right tackle jumped there before anybody. It looked like to me this has to be on the Cougars.
I thought I saw a couple of them over there jump, and I think they were Cougars too.
False start on the offense. That'll back it up 5. Now it'll be 3rd and 6.
Thunderbolts take out a linebacker, bring in another lineman. Looks like they're thinking along the lines of stopping the run.
Archer option down the line of scrimmage to the right. The pitch the outside to Williams. Williams, and he's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage and no gain, and it'll bring up 4th down. And a good job that time by the outside linebacker covering the pitch man. No gain.
Calvin Armstead there, and Berge as well. So now from 3rd and 1, now they're at 4th and 6. What a costly penalty that was.
Jake Barr into punt. Deep for the Thunderbolts. Dion Rhodes. Number 21, Dion Rhodes. He looked like prime-time Sanders when he returned that punt earlier for a touchdown.
He did. Special teams miscue. We have a flag down. Another substitution violation.
Back deep to the Thunderbolts, number 21, Dion
It's
And
going to be against the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, how many yards is that? 5?
If it's a substitution penalty, it's a 5-yard penalty.
That would be 4th and 1. That's interesting they call that before they've even done anything, before they've even lined up, they call that. That's the second time they've called it. I don't know what the penalty is. They called it on the Cougars the first time.
Well, let's see here now what the situation is. They're going to mark it off. The referee hasn't given the signal yet.
Special
Dead
teams are
ball
hard
foul.
enough in this league unless you start to get technical about who's on the sideline, who's coming in and out. Boy, that can get really difficult.
A dead ball foul. It is a penalty on the Thunderbolts. It's a legal substitution.
And I think we have a timeout.
All right, the Columbia Cougars have taken their kicker, Jake Barr, out and put their quarterback, Nathan Archer, back in. It is 4th and 1 after the penalty.
Thunderbolts should be thinking stack the run, and they do, and they don't get it done, though.
And on the carry is Nathan Shepard, and Shepard gets the first down out to the 45.
So now a costly penalty for the Thunderbolts on the illegal substitution on their punt return. Ends up giving the Cougars a first down. Boy, 11 minutes left in this first half.
We have this on LP.
Long play.
Yeah, this is not a 45. This is an LP.
SLP.
1st and 10 from the 45. I formation for the Cougars. Receivers wide left and right. Archer is not yet thrown deep. Now he drops straight back. He throws underneath, complete across the 50, across the 35, across the 40, to the 30, to the 25, and out of bounds.
Flag down here in about the 33-yard line.
That's complete.
David Brannon, number 10, missed the tackle at about the 40.
The human bowling ball, Kimo Phi on that carry, a reception, and all the way down to the 24. There's a flag out at the 34.
So now they give us back the clip, or is that what that is?
This one's coming back.
Coming way back. That might be the first completed pass of this game.
And let's see. Holding, defensive holding on the completion, and that happened down at the 34. That backs it up 10 to the 44. So it's 1st and 10 Cougars at the 44. Phi was down to the 24, so now the play comes all the way back to the 44. So actually 20 yards lost on that penalty.
But they did get the first down.
Did get the first down. I-back formation.
Looked like movement that play.
Boy, it clearly looked like movement. Archer to throw on the outside and incomplete. Intended out there for number 1.
Flag is down. Flag is down.
Good call, Tim. There was clearly the up back that time took off before that play started. Nobody saw it though. Well, let's see.
It looked like Archer was going to take and run with the ball, and then all of a sudden he pulled up and threw it. That was a well-designed play, but they didn't get it off right. It looks like they're going to bring it all back.
Clay Wilson was the intended receiver, incomplete penalty, and here's the call. Illegal receiver downfield is the call. That backs it up 5.
Well, I guess this is the first game of the Northwest Football League. We've got our fair share of penalties so far.
Butterflies.
working out the kinks.
Somebody stepped across that line of scrimmage it wasn't supposed to. So it's 1st and 15 at the 49. Receiver split wide left and right. Archer, option down the line of scrimmage. Archer tries to step inside. Archer gets to the 45, and that appeared to be offside on the Thunderbolts.
Like Berge was complaining that he was drawn off, but flag came out.
Oh,
we have an injury now.
There's a referee who's down. Now he's up.
He's getting up. He's okay.
The referee got clipped.
Who do you throw that flag on?
Offside on the Thunderbolts. They'll take that penalty because it will take the 5 yards and make it first down at the original line of scrimmage
Instead of second down.
The ball came back to the line of scrimmage, but if you take the play, it would be second down. If you take the penalty, it would be first down.
Won't help Archer's rushing stats that way, but
No.
he's a quarterback, so he shouldn't have to worry about that.
So it'll be 1st and 10. There's the call. 1st and 10 at the original line of scrimmage to 44.
Number 92, D-Shot. Darryl Clayton checks out.
Receivers wide left and right. Option down line of scrimmage, now drops straight back. Archer wants to throw. He's under heavy pressure. He throws. It's complete to Williams. Williams at the line of scrimmage and maybe a yard. Archer
Wow,
just did get that away.
That was some good defense. Everywhere that ball was, there was a white shirt there. They executed it well, but good pressure. Number 96, Justin Messman, messing with Archer in the backfield.
Now that goes as a completion from Archer to Williams, and actually it wound up losing about a half a yard.
Heads up play by Archer to get that ball there. And Williams with a good catch, but then just great pursuit. Williams had nowhere to run.
2nd and 10, actually 2nd and 10 and a half. 9:26 left to go here in the first half. Thunderbolts lead the Columbia Cougars 20-9. Receiver split wide to the left. The pitch to the tailback, that's Williams. Williams turns inside. Williams at the 40. Williams down to the 38. And a gain of about 7.
Number 39, Anthony Davis with the Thunderbolts.
The spot will be at the 37, a gain of 7. 3rd down and 3 coming up.
The Oregon Thunderbolts season opener will be at Hillsboro's Airfield. That's on June the 23rd at 6:30.
That was well executed by the Cougars. And again, the Thunderbolts, they need to defend that option in that running game because they still haven't seen any kind of a threat down the field from Archer.
Airfield, Hillsboro. That's 6:30, June 23rd, for the Thunderbolts season opener against the West Sound Orcas.
3rd down and 3 now. So see if the Thunderbolts can stand up here on defense. Because the Cougars are almost within range for Jake Barr at this point. Looks like the wind's changed directions for Barr.
Archer dropped straight back under heavy pressure, and he's going to be sacked.
Another play for Justin Messman, number 96. He's been all over the field for that defensive line. We've seen him make tackles down the field, outside. We've seen quarterback pressure, doing a good job. We've seen him stuff the run in the middle too.
Again,
And now he checks out, number 96.
good pass rush by Justin Messman. A loss all the way back to the 46. It's now 4th down and 12. Out of field goal range for Jake Barr, so Barr will be in to punt. Back to receive deep.
That was a costly sack for the offense on that play then.
Huge play for the defense. Barr standing back around the 41-yard line.
Looks like the Thunderbolts are lined up in their defense as opposed to punt return and not buying this. might be a fake.
There's the snap. Barr gets the kick away and headed towards the end zone and into the end zone for the touchback.
Man, that looked like it bounced right over the pylon there.
It did. It bounced right over the pylon.
And
a foot more, that would have been a 1 yarder.
A 1 foot line. Calvin Armstead, number 35, made a nice rush pass block attempt there, but just about a yard short. Allowed Barr to get it off. But unfortunately for Barr, coming back out to the 20, so he only nets about 25 yards on his kick there.
That's a good point. It was a 45-yard punt, but a 25-yard net.
So now it's up to Frank Ulrich. And I'd still like to see that Thunderbolt. Well, first of all, it's nice to see the Thunderbolt offense back on the field. We haven't seen much of them. And second of all, I'd like to see them throw the ball here on first or second down.
I'd like to look at time of possession here in the first half. The Thunderbolts have offense not been on the field very long. Offset I formation.
And
Ulrich rolls. There's the pitch to the tailback. That's Harden. Harden out to the 25, out to the 27. Harden gets 7.
He stepped out of bounds, let me guess, and that stops the clock. Maybe that's why the clock's been stopped so much. We keep running out of bounds.
I was looking over on the sideline if I saw Fernando Fanroy. If you remember the last possession, he came out with what looked like to be a twisted ankle, and I don't see him standing over there anywhere. So I'll have to get an update on his condition.
And then, of course, Harden's in the game.
And Harden is in the game.
And number 42, Steve Stone Cold.
And Julian Williams makes his first appearance at wide receiver, lined up wide to the right.
Threat number 3, 6'1", 200 pounds from Eastern Washington.
Steps inside, and he's going to be sacked all the way back to the 20.
He almost got out of that, but it was a nice play by number 95, Dana Pompetti, for the defensive line. Ulrich almost got out of there.
Ulrich loses 7. It's third down now, and the ball is back at the original line of scrimmage. So it's 3rd and 10.
I think Ulrich's losses have pretty much negated all the offensive yards for the Thunderbolts so far in this game, yet they lead 20-9 on outstanding special teams efforts and I guess their defense.
Harden the lone setback, trip receivers left.
Now, we were most impressed with their offense last time we saw them, and now we're impressed with their special teams in the defense.
Ulrich goes down, and he'll be sacked again all the way back to the 10. Ulrich had one of his own players blocked into him and kind of lost his footing and set the ball down.
Number 95, Pompetti again. Back-to-back sacks. And once again, I'd have to say, I'm happy that the Thunderbolts are mixing it up with the passing game, but Ulrich, I don't know. You gotta get out of that pocket. You gotta throw the ball. So,
Stanwood back to punt. The up back is Seneca Alexander. The deep back is Ty Williams. 5:23 left to go here in the first half. 20-9. Thunderbolts lead the Cougars.
It feels like there's a breeze in Stanwood's face, but the flag's just hanging there. So maybe there isn't. Maybe it's just here in the stands.
High snap. Stanwood pulls it down. He's going to run it. Stanwood out to the 10, out to the 15, and out at the 16, and he'll be short of the first down. He could not get out to the 30. He was forced to run, though. That punt was going to be blocked. I'm surprised that he didn't run over to the side and try to kick it away anyway, but it's a big break for the Cougars.
So special teams, the name of this game.
Stanwood gets knocked out of bounds at the 17. He needed to get to the 30, all the way to the 30 for the first down.
It looked like if he would have took a step out of bounds, that guy might have hit him out of bounds, and he might have got a 15-yard penalty against the defense there, at the expense of his own body, of course. But he got hit anyway, so why not?
So let's see if the Columbia Cougars take advantage of this situation. It is 1st and 10 at the 17. That punt would have been blocked had Stanwood not pulled it down, but then he turned it upfield. And that's Nathan Shepard. Shepard down to the 11, a gain of 6.
Ball carried by number 2 for the Cougars.
Greg Ferguson, number 50, leading the way. 6'2", 263.
Picks up a yard or two.
Ferguson, I've seen him play at Battleground High School. Outstanding offensive linebacker and defensive linebacker and offensive guard.
That's what I was going to see where he lines up. Guard or center.
4:29 left to go here. 2nd and 4.
Brings us up to second down.
Ferguson, the right guard. Now he's the right tackle.
Archer, lone setback is Shepard. Williams in the slot. Now Williams in motion to the right. Archer drops straight back, wants to throw, looks, the little pass underneath to Shepard. Shepard turns it inside. Shepard inside the 10 to the 5, and he'll have the first down.
Number 25, Philip Galden, stuck his head in there, come off the corner. 5'10", 180. Stop Shepard.
First down.
First down Cougars. It will be 1st and goal now with 3:55 left to go here in the first half.
So now the defense against the wall after the punting fiasco, the Matt Stanwood run.
You know, this is a game that's been dominated by special teams play up till now. Neither one of the offenses have looked particularly good. It's just been a special teams game.
And so now the Thunderbolts take a timeout, which leaves both teams with one each. With one timeout each with 3:38 left.
38 left to go here in the first half. 1st and goal for the Cougars. 20-9, Thunderbolts lead. Archer with Shepard behind him. Option down the line of scrimmage, turns it inside. Archer, Nathan Archer close.
Oh.
No signal yet. So Archer must not have got in. Looks like he's down about the 1 yard line.
Looked like number 3, Julian Williams, there at the last minute for the Thunderbolts, dropping him at the 1. I saw a lane there, but it closed.
Down situation for the Cougars.
2nd and goal from the 1.
So now the Thunderbolts going to do the goal line defense thing, get all those big guys in there, although I haven't seen any substitutions.
Archer steps inside and he has the touchdown.
I haven't seen a signal for the touchdown. I think he might have been stopped.
And the referee says nope. And they're walking as close to the goal line as they can walk. No signal yet there from the referee with the ball. No, he's going to spot the ball just inside the 1 yard line up against the goal line. So
Archer's
3rd and goal.
Archer 6'3", almost can just jump over the pile this time, which is what he tried to do last time.
3rd and goal. The nose of the ball sits right up against the goal line. Shepard the up back, Williams the deep back. Archer, let's see if he goes with the jump. And there is a movement on the Cougar line, and it's going to come out 5.
That was costly. It looked like the Thunderbolts were flinching down there and might have drawn them off.
Offsides for the Cougars.
And the Cougars want to take a timeout.
And that would be their last timeout if they do.
Actually, they don't take a timeout. Archer runs over to the sideline, wants to talk to the coach.
Coach is on the field.
So now it is 3rd and goal from the 5.
They're coached by George Dowling, who used to be one of the coaches for the Thunderbolts years ago. And now, 2-minute warning.
2-minute warning. Okay.
I thought it was a 2-minute warning. The clock is still running.
Yeah, the clock is running.
3rd and goal. The clock is running. It shouldn't be, but it's 3rd and goal. And movement and a flag, and there goes the 5 yards back.
Ouch. Now you don't need to do that. You don't have any reason to jump across and down there. You're not trying to defend the 1-inch line.
So a big break first for the Thunderbolts, now a big break for the Cougars as the Thunderbolts jump off sides and moves it back to the 1, where it'll be 3rd and goal.
like Calvin Armstead, number 35, a veteran. There are a lot of young players on this defense. He's not one of them, but
the ball at the 1. Shepard the up back, Williams the deep back. That's Ty Williams. He's had a number of big plays. Pitch. There's the pitch to Williams.
Bad
Williams
pitch.
trying to turn the corner.
Sparrow had
and
him, lost
two
him.
tackles, and
5 Thunderbolts there.
going to be knocked out all the way back to the 15-yard line.
Ouch! Talk about your costly play. Now that was on the what? 1-inch line, 6-inch line, and they're pitching it 5 yards deep.
Pitch play is not a good one to run at the goal line.
And not no. I mean the Thunderbolts, if nothing else, have increased their speed on defense this year. They have some guys that can run in their secondary and at linebacker. They may not be real big. They may not stop the run, but boy, you don't want to try and run outside on them unless you have to. And you certainly don't have to when you're on the 6-inch line. So, Cougars pay the price. 4th down now and 4th and goal at the 15. And they are going to spend their last timeout, it looks like. 29 seconds. Boy, you know, they had a tremendous opportunity to make some points here. They got handed the ball at 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line after the Stanwood run. And, you know, the Thunderbolts haven't exactly played this well, but they have not done anything here to help their case.
A pitch play is just not a good play to run when you're down there. Every time I see that, it reminds me of the 1988 playoff game between the Raiders and the Cleveland Browns when they pitched to Ernest Miner when the Browns were close to scoring, and he dropped the ball and wound up the Browns didn't score and the Raiders won that playoff game, got to the Super Bowl.
And then Biner went to the Redskins, right?
After that, yeah, they got rid of him. All right, let's see what we got on the agenda here. We're going to have a...
Looks like a play. I don't see a kicker.
The kicker is not in. Jake Barr is not in. It is 4th down with 29 seconds up on the board. 4th and goal from the ball inside the 15. So that was a huge, huge loss on that play.
I would say watch the draw play because they haven't shown the ability to throw the ball here.
Split back formation. Archer drops straight back, looks, he's going to throw underneath and underthrown.
Oh, and number 24 holding his arms out right there in the end zone. I'm wide open. Nobody saw me. Wade Curtis. Now Archer's trying to hit this, what, a tight end guy? How far was that guy going to run if he caught the ball? He wasn't going to get in the end zone, and that's the only place they could get any conversion. On 4th and goal, they have to get across the goal line or it's Thunderbolt ball. So, I don't know. We have an injury now. It's a Thunderbolt. Is that Lonnie Bowden, number 55? No. One of the linemen. It might be number 96. Messman. Scott.
23 seconds left to go here in the first half. And the Cougars, who had the ball 1st and goal at the 5, come up with nothing on some really bad offensive choices then. So it's 1st and 10 for the Thunderbolts. Ulrich, the draw play, that's Harden. Harden across the 20 out to the 22, a gain of 7.
And number 13, Eddie Simpson, the quarterback. They call him Prince. And now the clock running, 10, 9, 8. And the Thunderbolts, that will probably be it.
Simpson trying to get a play off and gets the set. He's going to have to get the ball snapped quickly, and does. And the draw play to Harden. Harden out to the 25, Harden out to the 30 and out of bounds. A gain of 8 on the play for Alonzo Harden. That is the end of the first half. At the end of the first half, our score, the Oregon Thunderbolts 20, the Columbia Cougars 9.
And the Thunderbolt offense, padding their statistics, might have 50 yards of total offense after that series, which really didn't make any difference. They didn't throw the ball. I was surprised to see Ulrich not in there trying to throw it down the field. I guess that was conservative football, and when you have a lead, why not? A lot of Columbia Cougar and Oregon Thunderbolt fans here at this game. Pretty well attended. There's bleachers on the far side.
I was looking for Ulrich. There he is. So he's not injured. Eddie Simpson, they just were letting Simpson get some experience.
I'm going to try and sneak down to the locker room and see what the plan is, what's cooking for the second half.
Check on Fernando Fantroy.
Check on Fernando Fantroy, Ulrich, quarterback situation. check on David Brandon, see how he's holding up as a coach player.
There's Fantwoy right there. Welcome back for the start of the second half. Our score at the end of the first half, Oregon Thunderbolts 20, Columbia Cougars 9. Thunderbolts set to kick off. Matt Stantonwood will do the kicking. Deep to receive, Ty Williams. Williams at the goal line, out to the 5, the 10, the 15, out to the 20, spins around, out to the 25, out to the 30, the 35, 40, he's gone. Ty Williams, this will be a 100-yarder.
He has some speed, he really does.
Williams, 100 yards in 16 seconds.
He has some serious speed. The Thunderbolts had him corralled back there, let him go. Stanwood couldn't make a second tackle.
Now he had an 81-yard punt return in the first half. Now a 100-yard kickoff return to start the second half, and it's 20-15.
That was an 81-yard run from scrimmage.
By the way, some quick stats. Are we still 16 seconds off the clock to start the second half? 14:44 left to go in the second half. That 16 seconds important because that's how long it took Ty Williams to go 100 yards on the kickoff return. Jake Barr in for the point after touchdown. 20-15 our score. Thunderbolts still lead. There's the snap. It's down. Barr with the kick, and it is good. Wow. And the lead is cut to 4, 20-16.
Over the fence, into the trees was the kick. Thunderbolts had a good push up front on the pressure there, but Barr got that ball away and it was high.
Thunderbolts set to kick off. Dion Rhodes and John Fantwoy back to receive for the Thunderbolts.
You know, I think it's no coincidence that Dion Rhodes wears number 21.
It has got to be no coincidence. Barr to kick off, a driving kick that will go over Fantwoy's head into the end zone. Let's see what he does, and he's going to down it back there.
Well, they should have kicked it to Rhodes that time and see if he'd bring it out again.
So we've got 20 seconds off the clock, and we've had an exciting start to the second half with a 100-yard kickoff return by Ty Williams.
So let's keep track here for a second. We had a punt return for a touchdown. We had a punt blocked, not blocked, but okay, we had one punt that was going to be blocked, and then the guy ran it out. And the second touchdown was another special teams play. Punt return for a touchdown.
Should I roll back?
Kickoff return for a touchdown. Yes, please run it back. I have bad short-term memory from Vietnam or something. Anyway, but special teams rears its head again.
Thunderbolts will start on offense. First half, Thunderbolts, 12 carries, 70 yards, 2 pass completions for 24 yards, 94 yards total offense. That's it for the Thunderbolts.
Minus 17 yards in sacks.
So 77 yards total offense. The draw play straight ahead to the fullback. That's Jones.
Well, Calvin Griggs was none too happy with the offense at halftime, but none was the offense. The players were not real happy as well. And they were going to make some adjustments, but I would personally like to see, I didn't say anything, of course, but I'd personally like to see them mix it up a little bit and not be so predictable. Throw it, run it, so they don't know what's coming.
This will be Tim's last week in the broadcast booth. He's taking over offensive coordinator next week. Well, after this performance, he might do well.
Sometimes they listen to me, most of the time they don't. In the old days, they never even listen to the coach. So.
Ulrich, the pitch back to Fantwoy. Fernando Fantwoy hammered up around the 27-yard line. A gain of 5, but a hard hit on Fernando Fantwoy.
Fred Heaney, number 85, defensive back. 5'9", 163. Now, he's not going to bring much of a load with him.
What's a defensive back doing wearing 85?
A throwback number. Maybe he's a throwback kind of player, too. He threw his body in there. But now Fantwoy actually got some yardage on that play. Everybody was oohing and ahhing about the hit. But Fantwoy got about 6 yards, didn't he?
Yes, he did. It's 3rd down and about 3.
They'll take that. Oh, Fantwoy and Harden, looks like.
Harden, they're in offset I formation. Now Ulrich rolls left, looks, wants to throw under pressure. He's going to be hit and sacked. And a loss And that is the third sack on Frank Ulrich.
Calvin Griggs not real happy about Ulrich hitting the sacks. He said throw the ball, get the ball out of there, and he didn't do it once again. Although this time he didn't lose a lot of yards, and it's probably better than throwing the interception. Looked like his receivers were all deep, and he had no time to throw it deep.
That was Dana Pompetti again. That's his third sack of the game.
Wow. He's going to get that Northwest Football League All-Star team ballot here.
Another low snap. Stanwood gets the kick away.
That was a terrible snap off the ground.
And bounces at the 45, bounces high, and comes down and down at the 43. There's a flag down there, and now another flag.
Big number 88, Derek Garrison, picked up the ball and advances it to the end zone, but I don't think it was touched.
There's 3 flags down on the field. The last 2 clearly were personal fouls. And a lot of pushing and shoving. Let's see what comes out of all of this. The first flag was while the ball was in the bounce, so that had something to do with either an illegal block or a clip or something, but the last 2 have to be personal fouls.
Is there an illegal touch? That would be when the gunner gets pushed out of bounds or something, or is there an illegal touch on a punt?
There's all illegal, you can touch the ball, kick it out of bounds. 12-11 left to go here in the third quarter. 20-16, Thunderbolts lead the Columbia Cougars. The guys with the vertical stripes are talking this one over.
Oh God, from bad to worse. Ouch.
Now what's the penalty going on here? Looks like they're coming back to the original line of scrimmage. 12-11 left to go here in the third. The referee's been talking this one over. There were 3 flags down on the field, and this one looks like it may be coming all the way back. Matt Stanwood headed back out on the field, so this is going to be a penalty on the kick, which it appears will bring the ball back. The penalty will have to be against the Thunderbolts, otherwise Stanwood would not be out there, but let's see how we mark it off. The referees took a long time to talk this one over. 20-16 is our score. It was 20-9.
Looks like you're going to mark it off against the Cougars. No, maybe not. Thunderbolts.
And there it is. And so there's what it is. It was a clipping call. There were offsetting penalties.
Offsetting penalties.
Holding call against the Thunderbolts. There was a clipping call against the Cougars. Those offset, and at the end of the play, there's a personal foul against the Thunderbolts, which has been marked off. So that personal foul was just marked off, and that's how all this came out.
Now what was this?
That was the illegal block.
Illegal block?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
When I said clipping, I should have said illegal block.
Well, then he did a clipping, but I didn't know what this was. I thought that was some almost unsportsmanlike conduct, but
No. Unsportsmanlike conduct is
right,
straight out. But the personal foul gets assessed against the Thunderbolts, and that backs it all the way up to the
and so far, the most exciting football game is these little kids down here with the Nerf. I'm a dancer, man. First and foremost.
You didn't say you were in Vietnam before earlier, did you? You weren't, were you? You're not old enough.
That was.
Because I've spent 2 years there.
Oh well. My hat is off to you. I was referring to the short-term memory loss the Vietnam era brought upon our generation.
Oh, okay.
That sort of thing. Past experiences.
You made me have a flashback when you said it.
Sorry about that.
Stanwood in punt formation. Williams, and they want to kick it away from Ty Williams because he's had some big returns. Stanwood gets the kick away, a high kick.
Into the wind, though.
And a fair catch called for by Williams. Drops it.
Touched it.
Dropped the fair catch. He's got to pick it up, and he does. All the way back at the 29.
Alonzo Harden there trying to contest the ball, but did make the tackle.
How many times do you see a guy signal for a fair catch and drop the ball? Not many. Williams did that time. Just took his eye off of it and cost him about 15 yards.
Well, Stanwood got about 60-something yards net on that with that.
Let's see.
I thought that ball was going to come straight back at him. He got up there in the wind, but again, the wind's in the stands. It's not out there on the field.
Exactly 60 yards on that punt. 60 yards.
Well, the Thunderbolts catch a break after they're actually now the Cougars have worse field position than they would have if they. Well, that penalty, they didn't have a choice to accept that penalty, but nevertheless. Anyway.
And a flag down.
Flag on the play.
And everybody looking around as to what's the call here. It was thrown by the back judge. Here we go again, same thing, a substitution penalty, and it's against the Thunderbolts. And we'll mark off 5 yards. This has to have the coaches frustrated. That is third
I've never
call.
seen that call before, I don't think. Maybe on special teams, not on defense. Yeah, that's very strange. Number 3, Julian Williams checks in the secondary for the Thunderbolts.
Nathan Archer, the quarterback. This is actually the first offensive possession for the Cougars. Archer, the handoff, and that is Nathan Shepard. Shepard out to the 26, a gain of maybe 1 or 2. It's going to bring up second down in about 3.
Anthony Davis with the tackle, number 39.
Didn't he score like 6 touchdowns against Notre Dame?
I guess so. I guess you had to be there for that one, but he made a lot of tackles in our scrimmage last couple weeks ago.
Isn't that the game? Wasn't that a game that? Let's see. Notre Dame was ahead at halftime, 35-7, and wound up losing like 50-35 against USC. And Anthony Davis scored like 6 touchdowns. I think that was one of those games. Archer, the quarterback for the Cougars. Williams in motion to the right. Archer wants to throw under pressure again, and he's hit. Breaks free, scoots around the outside, tackled and sacked. Got away from the first guy, but not the last 3.
Berge was the first guy. Chased him around the other side, and there was 3 Thunderbolts waiting for him. So Archer loses all that penalty yardage, and now it's going to be 3rd and 10. And the Columbia Cougars not showing much on offense except for an option.
2 great examples of pass rush. Dana Pomparetti for the Cougars has 3 sacks already, and Nathan Berge has been in Archer's face the whole game.
Thunderbolts were going to try and take advantage of the aggressiveness of the defense of the Cougars.
A loss back,
some draws and screens against that.
A loss back to the original line of scrimmage. It's 3rd and 10. I-back formation. Nathan Shepard, the up back. Ty Williams, the deep back. Receivers split wide left and right. Thunderbolts look like they're coming. They are. Archer drops straight back. He looks across the middle. He has a man out there. Intercepted.
Oh, what a nice catch by Julian
Williams intercepts it. And Williams.
Tuck it away. A flag
There's
is
a
in.
flag.
Probably a clip or something.
Nobody touched Williams. He got back up. He got back down to the 33-yard line and a flag.
That's one of those rules. It's a pro rule. You can get back up and run. And I think, who knows, from game to game in the Northwest Football League, which rule that will be. But
well, the referee didn't blow the whistle, so he clearly could get back up and run. He did. Down to the 33-yard line. A penalty flag down, though.
what a beautiful catch. Did you see how he just gracefully flew through the air like he was suspended from some guy wires? Reached up, grabbed the football, came down. He's incredible. That's why I come to watch these games, is for people to see people do that. Now, of course, he was on the receiver. He was the defensive back, which the way it was planned out. But boy, what a catch!
On the return, a clipping call against the Thunderbolts will take the ball out to the 45-yard line. So 10 yards on that call on the clip from the spot of the clip. And
Yeah,
it's
we'll see what
Thunderbolt ball, 1st and 10 at the 45.
Exactly. Let's see what they can come up with now. Frank Ulrich at the controls, and they were going to make some adjustments at halftime.
Well, 24 yards total offense passing in the first half on 2 completions. Let's see if Ulrich wants to put the ball up more this half.
They were more concerned about the protection than anything.
Fantroy straight ahead on the draw. Fantroy close to the first down, a gain of probably 9.
The protection provided by the offensive line and the running back weren't getting the job done. Ulrich was having trouble getting time to throw, and so they were going to try and break that down and then maybe run the receivers a little bit shorter so that he had needed a little less time to throw. So that was the game plan, and we'll see if they can bring it off. Of course, having an effective running game will make it all work if they can do that.
The ball on the 37, a gain of 8, 2nd and 2. 8:38 left to go here in the third quarter. Thunderbolts lead 20-16. Ulrich to Fantroy. Fantroy, the blast play straight ahead. Fantroy to the 30, cuts inside to the 25. Fantroy to the 20, down to the 17.
Wow. He looks like a lot more of an athlete to me than Anderson, but
the spot will be at the 20, 17 yards on the carry that time by Fernando Fantroy.
Williams has gotten some longer runs, but he hasn't cut like that, and he hasn't run like that speed.
Fantroy looked like in full speed, looked like he jumped sideways, didn't he?
He did.
8:15 left in the third. We've got
He said he was all better at halftime. I didn't actually get time to ask him what happened, but he said he was ready to go.
1st and 10 at the 20.
Thunderbolt offense very discouraged at halftime. Thought they should have provided more points by this far in the game, gotten more yardage. So now maybe they're going to go ahead and start moving the ball now in this half.
Receiver split wide to the left, slot left. Wide is Jordan, in the slot is Casey Oliver. Jordan in motion. There's the handoff again, straight ahead, and that's Fantroy. And Fernando this
Steve
time.
Stone Cole.
ball carried by number 22, Fernando Fantroy for the Thunderbolts.
That was a 42.
Picks up a few yards.
$7:15 left to go in the third. It is 2nd down and 7 from the 17.
Got a little bit more. The clock's running a little faster to score this half, it looks like. Nice
Fake.
fake.
Here comes the end around to the 10, to the 5, and that's Jordan and the touchdown. The fake on the handoff ahead, and Jordan, who had lined up on the outside on the left, came all the way around and then to the outside on the right, and for the touchdown, 17 yards.
And Ulrich made that happen. He sold that pass. He sold that. No one saw that reverse coming. And he handed it off so gracefully, they didn't even see Jordan with the ball running around the end. Or
everybody got that fake that time and took it. And Jordan on the reverse scores 26-16, the point after touchdown coming up. Snowatsky, the kick, it's up, and it is no good with 6:54 left to go in the third. Thunderbolts 26, Cougars 16.
So that's 2 extra points they've missed now, I believe. Actually saw an offensive drive converted into a touchdown.
And a very impressive offensive drive. Mixed the plays up well. Fantroy on the run. Anthony Jordan on the reverse.
Yeah.
Stanwood to kick off. Keep it away from Williams. There he is. Williams has it at the 10, out to the 15, out to the 20, out to the 25. He's got a big hole again, out to the 30, out to the 40, out to the 45. Flag down and across midfield. And Ty Williams across midfield, but this one looks like it's going to come back.
Ty Williams has a lot of friends. He has a lot of friends over there blocking for him and keeping all those white shirts away from him and making it real easy to rip off lots and lots of yards. Well, he wasn't running fast, he was just following his blocks.
That appeared to be an interesting call. It looks like it's face mask on the kick return team.
Interesting.
Yes, it is. No, there, they've changed the call. Face mask on the Thunderbolts.
That would be a 5-yarder.
If it's just the face mask penalty and not the personal foul, it's a 5-yarder. So they marched off 15.
5.
Well, it clearly was a face mask call on the Thunderbolts, and takes the ball. Oh, the ball was down at the 50. That's right. 5 yards on the penalty. It was just a 5-yard face mask penalty. 1st and 10 at the Thunderbolt 45. Nathan Archer, the handoff, Williams gets to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
It looked like Berge might have jumped off sides, maybe got back, but then he got in there and made that tackle. It looked like they lined him up at tackle this time.
Berge
No one
was sitting
moved
in the middle and made a nice defensive play, but you're right, it did look to me like he jumped.
No call. They gained about the length of the football.
6 minutes left in the third. Thunderbolts 26, Cougars 16.
And now this Thunderbolt defense ought to be just drooling over the... I mean, the Cougars have not shown any kind of a pass game. I mean, they might as well put all linebackers and defensive linemen in because they're not going to throw the ball. They should be daring the Cougars to throw the ball, but they're not going to do it.
Archer option down the line of scrimmage and hit.
David Brannon, number 10, got him but let go. Now Archer's running the option, but he was running to the short side of the field. There wasn't very far to go. On that side, a bunch of white shirts is about all there was.
I think
the sideline.
If I'm going to run the option, I want to run for the wide side of the field, not the short side.
Loss of a yard.
3rd and 11 from the 46. You're right, Tim. The Cougars they're not going to throw the ball.
Well, right now they're down 10, which is definitely doable with 5 minutes left in the third quarter and the whole fourth quarter. But, you know, I think they ought to think about throwing the ball. And on 1st or 2nd down, at 3rd and 11, you got to throw the ball anyway. But, you know, the defense is going to be looking for that big play. But you got to mix it up a little bit. 1st and 2nd down, at least throw the ball or a screen or something.
High back formation. Archer stumbles, drops back, looks to throw. Going to throw on the outside. Has a man out there. Complete, and he's going to go. And that is Clay Wilson. 46 yards on the pass completion from Archer to Wilson, and Archer is hurt.
Number 25, Philip Galden from Hudson's Bay, and a former Vancouver Cougar on the coverage there. And Galden looked like he tried to go for the ball on the strip and then missed the tackle.
And Nathan Archer is hurt. He hurt his throwing hand. 26-22 our score. 4:29 left to go in the third. Point after touchdown coming up.
So the Cougars...
I'd go for 2. Bring me within 3. Oh no, I'd go for the 1 to bring me within 3. Yeah.
So the Cougars, when I was just saying they needed a pass, come up with a big pass play. Now they ran that off the option. Archer faked the option, then turned around and threw it.
The snap, it's down. Barr with the kick, it's up, and it is no good.
Ouch. Into the trees again. He has that big Jeff Woods kind of leg.
I didn't think that guy was going to get deep on him. He did. There's nobody back there.
I haven't seen that number 25.
Galden, the guy I was talking about.
Hudson Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4:29 left to go here in the third. Thunderbolts lead by 4, 26-22 on that 46-yard pass completion from Nathan Archer to Corey Wilson.
That was a painful missed extra point for the Cougars now, who trail by 4 instead of field goal by 3.
Jake Barr set to kick off.
If they have Jake Barr, they could probably get a field goal, and now they need more than a field goal to tie the game.
Fantroy back. That's John Fantroy, and Julian Williams comes in to return the kick. Barr, a short kick. We'll see out of bounds. Out of bounds. The ball went out at about the 25, and the Cougars the Thunderbolts will start on offense at the 35.
At the 40? Actually, not my legs. This shoulder's cold because the wind's blowing. I should go buy some Cougar wear. Look at a Cougar sweatshirt. Wear it to all the Thunderbolt games.
1st and 10 Thunderbolts at the 40 on the kickoff that went out of bounds. Frank Ulrich, the quarterback. Ulrich, option down the line of scrimmage, turns inside. Ulrich now drops back. Under pressure, he's got to do something. He throws and picked off. Not a wise throw. Picked off by number 47. That's Lawrence Archer.
Now that was a big mistake. He finally thought about getting rid of the ball instead of taking the sack, but I didn't see a Thunderbolt receiver anywhere near there.
No.
Just a couple linemen.
If he was trying to throw the ball out of bounds, he didn't get enough on it because there was no Thunderbolt receivers in that area. Sometimes it's wise to take that sack.
Well, you know, it looked like it was a run option play, and then he turned around and went the other way. And I don't know why he stopped. It looked like with his speed, he could get by all those defensive linemen and be running down the far sideline. And I don't understand why he stopped. But then when he did, he got in big trouble.
Archer, the handoff, that's Williams. Williams inside the 30 to the 28. A gain of 2, it'll bring up 2nd and 8.
So now the Thunderbolt defense is on deck here. They have defending a 4-point lead. They can't afford to give up a touchdown, and they really can't afford to give up a field goal either. They need to make a big stop here, and yet the Cougars are in field goal range at this point.
Number 21 time carries for the Cougars. Picks up 3 and 4 yards. Brings us up to 2nd down.
2nd down. 2nd and 9 from the 29. There's the handoff. Williams, a big hole. Williams breaks free in the middle. He's gone. 29 yards on the touchdown run for Ty Williams. He's gone again, and he turned on the Jets.
He did, and what a hole he had. Untouched. Not one white shirt got near him. And then when he turned on the Jets, no one could catch him. So now the Cougars find themselves in the lead here at home.
And I believe this is the first lead of the game for the Cougars. They now lead 28-26. 3:18 left to go in the 3rd.
And the difference in the game is the missed extra points by the Thunderbolts. They've missed 2.
Well, the difference in this game is Ty Williams.
The difference in this game is
and the Cougars, Jake Barr, in for the point after. He missed the last one.
Now he must have kicked a field goal somewhere along the line.
There was a safety.
Oh, a safety. That's
Barr, the kick, it's up, and it's good. And that widens the lead to 3, 29-26 with 3:18 left to go in the 3rd.
Julian Williams made another awesome athletic move there trying to block that kick. I think he might have flown over the ball that time.
Hey, it's cold. Cougars with the kick going to be fielded by Julian Williams. Williams up to the 20, to 25, out to the 30, out to the 35, out to the 40, and out of bounds.
Oh man, and if he could have stayed in bounds one more tiptoe, he could have maybe hit the sidelines and been gone.
Williams was close to breaking that one. And Williams, of course, playing now. He's played on offense, he's played on defense, now on special teams.
Actually, if one of the Thunderbolt players on the sidelines would have come by and just kind of give him a little shove back onto the field of play, he might still be running out this
3:12
Linfield move, right?
Right. 3:12 left to go in the 3rd. 29-26. Cougars lead the Thunderbolts. Their first lead of the game. They're coming on that 26-yard touchdown run by Ty Williams. Ulrich, the quarterback. Motion, that's Rod Nightingale. There's the handoff straight ahead, and that's Alonzo Harden.
Ball carried by number 34, Alonzo Harden for the Thunderbolts. Picks up 3 or 4 on that.
I almost called him Ty Harden. Wasn't he the guy on Sugarfoot?
what's that? Do you want a cough or anything? Yeah, sure, please. And do you want anything, honey? Huh?
2:46 left to go here in the third. 29-26, Cougars lead by 3. Second down and 5. High back formation. Harden has moved to the tailback. The up back is Jeff Jones. Receiver split wide to the right.
Let's see if the Thunderbolts can put together another offensive drive like the last one.
Harden, no gain. In fact, he'll lose a yard.
No, I don't like the call again. I don't like the call. Just second down and 7. Throw the ball. Make them honest. But they're looking for that run because they know they can execute the run, and they're going to try and do that. Got to mix it up. Take a chance, roll the dice, and let Frank Ulrich participate a little more in this game. I think he's been kind of had his handcuffed for a lot of this game. He's been throwing the ball only when necessary, and I don't think the running game is working well enough that they can do that.
The Cougars have outscored the Thunderbolts in this quarter 20-6. Ulrich, straight back, under pressure, wants to throws to the outside, he has a man, that's Williams, complete, close to first down, Williams breaks free, Williams across midfield, and the spot is going to be for the first down. The spot is at the 44.
Now they tackled Williams out of bounds after he'd run out of bounds for 10 yards, and they didn't call it. But that was really a late hit, and he was running down the sidelines out of bounds when he got tackled. Williams made a great play. He was short of the first down when he caught that ball, made the spin move, and then got ahead for the first down and then a lot more. That wasn't a good pass, but Williams made a great adjustment for it. However, another positive on that was the Thunderbolts was the protection. I thought they finally had solved some of the protection problems between the backs and the offensive line to give Ulrich time to get that ball away.
Ulrich drops straight back under heavy pressure again. Going to be sacked, and a big loss.
Nobody picked up number 40. He came straight through the line. Scott Dismang, and unblocked, ran straight through and sacked the quarterback. And that's not the quarterback's fault.
All the way back to the 45. The Thunderbolts need to get to the 34, so it is second down and 21. This may be the last play of the third quarter coming up. 45 seconds left to go in the quarter.
The Thunderbolts hope so anyway. They've had enough of this quarter.
Been outscored 20-6. Second and 21. Ulrich, split back formation, receivers wide left and right. Ulrich fakes the handoff, throws underneath to Harden. Harden hit, and it'll be no gain. Harden, in fact, will lose a couple. The screen pass to Alonzo Harden loses 3. And
he fought for some yards,
24.
but Lawrence Archer, the player that made the big interception earlier, Johnny on the spot, followed Harden out of the backfield, and now Archer comes out of the game limping. I wonder if he's related to the quarterback, Archer.
And there's the end of the third quarter. At the end of 3, our score, the Columbia Cougars 29, the Oregon Thunderbolts 26.
The Thunderbolts back against the wall, down by 3. Third down and 21.
Third and 23. Ulrich, the quarterback, one back. Looks, wants to throw in the middle, can't, now rolls outside to the right, still looks downfield, throws it, gets it away, complete to Williams. Williams close to the first down and may have the first down.
Man,
Williams stretches out and may have the first down.
That's got to hurt if you're the Cougars, and they spotted it past the first down marker there. Do we have a flag?
Third and 23.
Waved off, no flags.
No flag. Third and 23.
Play. What a play.
And a great job by Julian Williams at the end to stretch out and make sure he had the first down.
That's who I'm complimenting, Williams. I mean, it was a nice pass, but he's just incredible to have caught that ball and then, to get the first down. He was in some serious traffic down there.
Ulrich did a great job that time to scramble around and get free.
Find the open receiver, and wow. Well, that's what the Thunderbolts need to do. They need to get back in this game, and that's what's going to do it is clutch plays like that. Third down and 23 and converting it.
Here's that formation they had in the first half they were looking at. Trip receivers left. They're going to throw behind to Nightingale. Nightingale to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, and inside the 15 he'll have a first down.
And Casey Oliver, number 8, throwing a block down the field, drove the corner about 10 yards down the field, making lots of room for Nightingale.
Before, when they set that offensive formation, they went to the other side, back to the tight end, Morgan Will, but that time they pulled Rod Nightingale a step back, completed the pass, and a first down. And so it is 1st and 10 at the 14 with 14:22 left to go in this game. Thunderbolts trail by 3.
And we have a timeout called by the Cougars. Well, huddle breaks. Kid runs off the field full tilt with the water bottle, and we're ready to go.
1st and 10 Thunderbolts at the 14. They trail by 3. Lone setback is Harden. Receivers split wide left and right. That's
4 receivers.
Morgan will split wide to the left. They're in the slot left and right. Ulrich going to roll to the right. Going to keep it, pulls inside. Now the pitch back to Harden. Harden inside the 10. Hit and out of bounds at the 7.
You know, Harden kind of pulled back. That's at number 85 came at him. But he only goes 169 pounds. I'm surprised you didn't try and run him over the way Harden plays.
Is that the first time that the Thunderbolts have run the option play? I believe it is.
That may be the first time they've executed it. I think they've shown it a few times or tried to run it.
Receivers wide left and right, slot left and right. Harden again, the lone setback. Ulrich, it is 2nd down and 4 from the 8.
They really spread out the defense when they put those 4 wide receivers out there.
That's usually a draw play. There's Harden. Harden turns inside. Harden to the 5.
Fighting for that extra yard, trying to get that first down, but he isn't going to get it.
He's close to the 5. In fact, the ball spotted at the 5, so it'll be 3rd down and 1.
Short carry.
3rd and 1 from the 5.
The Bulls 3rd down.
Thought the nose of the football was about the 5. Well,
You know, number 88,
Yeah,
Derek Garrison for the Thunderbolts. We haven't seen much of him. He's almost as big as Berge. Plays tight end. He's 6'4", and they could almost line him and Berge up and go double tight and get a yard. Actually, they didn't give him as much forward progress as we thought. They're down in 2, almost 3 now. Oh, they got clear down to the 5 there.
Ball spotted at the 6. They need to get to the 4. It is 3rd down and 2. Again, trip receivers to the left. Morgan Will to the right. The lone setback is Alonzo Harden. And we got a penalty. And let's see which way that's going to go.
I think Paul Swingle, the center, saw a couple defensive linemen come off sides and snap the ball off count. No?
Penalty's going to go against the Thunderbolts.
Well, now they talked about changing up their snap count at halftime. And apparently not everybody heard that little conversation.
So instead of 3rd and 2, it's now 3rd and 7 from the 11.
That was a costly penalty.
Was that a costly penalty?
The only guy I saw move was Swingle with the ball, and then of course the 2 Cougar guys that came across.
Receivers wide left and right, slot left and right. Harden again, the lone setback. Ulrich wants to throw. Throws on the outside. He's throwing for Nightingale. Tip and knocked down.
That looked like number 25, Mike Cranfill, breaking all that play up and knocking the ball up in the air. None of his teammates could get to it. But it looked like Nightingale is well covered there.
Thunderbolts are down by 3. It is 4th and 7. And here comes the field goal kicker, Snowatsky. Ulrich will hold. The spot will be at the 18, so it'll be a 28-yard attempt.
Snowatsky kicks with his left foot, and he has that special kicking shoe on his left foot. Kicks straight ahead.
For the tie, Snowatsky, the kick, it's up. It's long enough. It is good.
The kick is good.
28-yard field goal by Snowatsky ties this up at 29 with 12:29 left to go in the game.
Brand new ball game and another special teams play. Scores.
More special team play, that's
More
right.
special team points. last Saturday night I was in the Starlight Parade.
Really?
Yeah.
Doing what?
Well, they wanted me to pull this cart with the sound system for these dancers, but then at the last minute they gave me this flag.
Oh.
Big old plastic flag, waving it around and running around. It helped pull the cart a little bit.
These were dancers?
We had the dancers, we had percussionists, and then we had some costumes, and then we had these. You ever seen that martial arts that's from South America where they kind of roll around on the ground and do cartwheels and stuff? We had a demonstration of that going on in our group on the way through.
Thunderbolts set to kick off. Matt Stanwood will do the kicking. We're even up at 29. New game with 12:29 left to go in this game.
And guess who's waiting to receive the kickoff?
Maybe if I'm Stanwood, I think about, actually, the Cougars have everybody up close to within maybe 15, 20 yards of the line of scrimmage. Williams, the only one back. They want to give Williams a lot of room to work with. And Stanwood's going to go kick for the corner. It bounces, and Williams drops it out of bounds.
And Williams needs blocking is what he needs. Boy, how did he make any yardage there? Now Thunderbolts have the ball.
I thought Williams was out of bounds around the 14 when it pushed, and somehow he got free and got all the way out to the 25.
That was amazing. There was 5 Thunderbolts there in the sidelines, and he just went right through it all. Next year, Mike Erickson's going to buy one for you and hire a guy to run it, or no, some real, not a guy. There you go.
Cougars will start on offense on their 25-yard line.
What happened to the Cougars
First
camera?
and 10.
Looks like it fizzed. But we're still here.
Receivers split wide, left and right. Archer, the quarterback. There's the handoff. That's to, I believe, Fi-Fi. It is. Kimo Fi-Fi.
We haven't seen much of him, and we haven't seen any of his fellow large running back, Dara Donald, number 30. I guess it's because Ty Williams is having such a great game.
5 yards carry.
Out to the 28. Gain of 3. It'll bring up second down and 7. Need to get to the 35. Fi-Fi stays at tailback.
Oh, and 30's blocking for him at 5'8", 235.
The big house backfield. There's the handoff to Fi-Fi again. Fi-Fi's going to pound on the interior of the Thunderbolt line. Well, that may be the idea, is to pound away on the ground, run the clock off as much as you can, and see if you can score on it.
The defense of the Thunderbolts was looking forward to these big backs. I talked to them. I don't know how much they're going to be looking forward to them in the fourth quarter now.
3rd down and 2 from the 33.
Well, if your option running game keeps you in the game and the game's tied in the fourth quarter, you have probably worn down the defense sufficiently to maybe win this game. Whereas the Thunderbolts haven't done a lot of pounding on for themselves. It's going to come down to fourth quarter stamina. Pound away.
The handoff to the fullback, and he did not get any yardage that time, and it's going to bring up a 4th down, and a good job in the middle by Berge.
That was Dara Donald, number 30, 5'8", 235.
56, James.
You know, you look at a 235-pound fullback, and then a 240-pound tailback. It's a lot of
on 5'10". A lot of leverage at that height. Eddie George is 240 pounds, but he's what, 6'3". Doesn't have that leverage down low.
Just when the Thunderbolts needed to come up with a defensive stop, they did. It's 4th and about 2.
And guess who? Number 44.
It's like number 00, Chad Fieldman checks in for the Cougars.
Jake Barr to punt.
Low
Barr, the kick, it's away.
3 Thunderbolts in his face, but didn't hit him.
25. Antonio Sparrow on the return.
Thunderbolts lucky they didn't run into the kicker on that play.
They came
Three
very
big
close.
guys.
The kicker was trying to get the referee to say somebody touched me. You got to act better than that, though. You got to actually fall down.
Ball started on the 28-yard line.
This is the game that wouldn't end.
First down for the Thunderbolts.
So now the Thunderbolts get their chance. 9 minutes, 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Tie a game. They stopped the Cougars when they had to. Now
Ulrich.
it's up to Ulrich.
The handoff, Fernando Fantroy. He had not been in on the last series, just came in on this series. Out to the 30, a gain of 2. Going to bring up 2nd and 8. Perhaps they're alternating Fantroy and Harden right now.
Like Fantroy had 2 yards, he was driving forward, all of a sudden he decided to jam it in reverse and then couldn't get any farther than he had on this first drive.
This must be November. Feels like November.
Feels like November right now.
Football at night and cold. I know, it's whining. I'm whining. High formation, split wide left to right. Ulrich throws across the middle. Will, Morgan
Nice.
Will out to the 47.
Now that was a beautifully touched pass. Right to the big tall guy, right where he could catch it and no one else could. Nice, very nicely executed.
17 yards on the completion. Ulrich to Morgan Will and a first down.
Pass protection held up perfectly. Number 44, the linebacker, that's Ryan Harrington, who's had such a big game, lost his shoe. We'll see if he can tie his shoe fast enough. Oh, the referee's going to help him out here. Get his shoe back on during the snap of the ball.
He has a white sock and a red sock on.
Maybe he doesn't know which team he's loyal to.
Frank Ulrich, 1st and 10 at the 47. Wants to throw, splits, throws to the outside, has a man out there. It's Williams.
Julian.
And incomplete.
Boy,
Just underthrown.
got his hands on it. He's not happy with himself. He could have caught that ball, I think. But we'll give him that one because he's so talented.
Williams tried to stop and come back and get that and got his hands on it, but just couldn't come up with the catch. 2nd and 10.
He's caught one of the Cougars passes so far tonight, too. I don't know if he's caught any of the Thunderbolt passes yet.
I don't think he has a completion so far.
Just the interception.
2nd and 10.
I like the throw on first down, I have to say, real quick. You know, that throws him off a little bit. Keep it mixed up. Maybe run a draw, run up the middle. There's a draw.
There's the play to Fantroy. Fantroy gets out to close to midfield. A gain of 3.
And that was there for more. He just didn't quite get around that last man. Looked like if he could have got about another step on that man, he would have made it around the corner for the first down.
3rd and 7 for the Thunderbolts. Clock running. 7:40 left to go in this game. We're even up at 29. It was 20-9 Thunderbolts at halftime. They've been outscored here in the second half, 20-9. Lone setback, trip receivers to the right this time. Ulrich wants to throw, there's to Julian Williams. Williams tries to step back inside and he's hit. And
That
no
was that
gain.
screen pass that they'd thrown earlier to Nightingale with the 3 receiver middle guy's the screen man. Well, it was Williams instead of Nightingale. And it looked like the defense had seen that once before. Maybe they ran that play one too many times.
A loss back to the original line of scrimmage, so now it's 4th and 10. Stanwood into punt, and he would be wise to direct this away from Ty Williams. And Stanwood has had to field about 4 punts that bounced back to him. He should be a shortstop is what he should be.
He would be wise to, he's on his right hash mark. He could just kick it down that hash mark towards that right corner.
Stanwood, nice snap, nice kick.
And he
Gonna
does.
bounce. We're gonna wait and see. Williams takes a look at it and is gonna let it go. And a nice roll inside the 10, down to the 9, down to the 8. And the Cougars will start on offense at their own 8-yard line.
0 tie up until that. It was just the most exciting overtime.
They do the Kansas plan, don't they?
Yeah, the Kansas plan, and they had touchdowns, and the Thunderbolts were like 4th down, and they kept converting these 4th downs to get in because the Bengals kept getting the toss and kept the Thunderbolts had to keep. I don't know. It was just amazing. We may be headed for overtime.
6:22.
Cougars got a long way to go, 92 yards if they want to get any points, at least via the ground.
Receivers split wide left and right. Slot right. There's the handoff to the tailback, hammered.
Oh, did you see the Thunderbolts make their adjustment at the line of scrimmage just like they knew the call? And 3 linemen stacked up on the right side of the line, which is right where they handed the ball. And it looked like Lonnie Bowden, number 55, invited himself in the backfield for the handoff.
Wow, a great hit by Lonnie Bowden. You said the Thunderbolts opened with a tie last year?
Last year against the Pierce County Bengals, it was a 0-0 tie game, and then it went triple overtime. And then I think Rod Nightingale recovered a key fumble in the end zone to win that game, and it was just the most incredible overtime.
2nd and 11. There's Williams.
Say
Williams
so
breaks
much for the
free.
rest of the game.
Williams, he is scary.
Decent yards on that play.
Yeah, it converts 2nd down and 13. It's 1st and 10.
All the way out to the 23 where it's 1st and 10.
He reminds me of Calvin.
He just needs a step and he's gone. 5:20 left to go here in the game. 29-29 our score. 1st and 10 at the 23. Nathan Shepard the up back. Ty Williams the deep back. Nathan Archer the quarterback. Receivers wide left and right.
Julian Williams back in on defense, number 3.
And the Thunderbolts got everybody up within about 2 yards of the line of scrimmage. Now they drop off. Archer, the handoff, Williams, and a gain of a couple.
That was number 58, Robert Kellis, and Berge with the sandwich play. Gain of a yard. And the Cougars still not threatening to throw the ball, although they seem to have been able to do it when they absolutely needed to.
.430 left to go here in this game. 29-29 our score. 2nd down and 9 from the 24.
Thunderbolts could win this game if they can get a turnover here and then give the ball back to the offense. Maybe it would be, game might be over.
Fake. Archer wants to throw, throws underneath, and incomplete. Intended for the tight end.
Looked like he dropped it. Donald Hobart. Covered by David Brandon, number 10, but didn't matter.
Here is a huge play for the Thunderbolts. It's 3rd and 9. 4:08 left to go in this game. A stop here, and the Thunderbolts are going to get the ball in halfway decent field position.
With just enough time to score and leave the other team with no time. Yeah.
Huge play for the Thunderbolt defense, and the Cougars want to take a timeout.
Timeout called by the Cougars.
We could have extra innings, which is really what the Kansas plan is, isn't it?
Yep.
That's the wrong game, Scott. Touchdown! Here they come.
Huge play for the Thunderbolt defense. 4:08 left to go in this one. Archer the quarterback, Shepard the up back, Ty Williams the deep back, receivers wide left and right. Got to look for Archer to throw. He drops straight back. He's under pressure, steps forward. He's hit, breaks free, out to the 30 and short of the 1st down. Just short of the 1st down. And a nice stop that time by David Brannon.
Good pursuit by the defense. They chased him everywhere, but they didn't wrap him up. And Archer is able to get back some yards, precious yards.
And number 58.
But now it will be punt time 4th and 2, I guess you have a decision to make, but you'd probably want to punt here.
Antonio Sparrow back to receive, standing at about the 35. Should be pretty good field position for the Thunderbolts with 3:20 left on the clock. Jake Barr, there's the snap. It's away, and a nice booming kick. Bounces at the 20, still going at the 15 and out of bounds.
Good pressure by Anthony Davis, but boy, he just kicked the lead out of that ball.
54 yards on the punt for Barr. And just what the Thunderbolts didn't need was a booming punt at that time, but they do have the football.
Yep.
Thunderbolts with the ball, 3:03 left to go in this one, 1st and 10. Frank Ulrich wants to throw. The draw play. Nice job of faking that time by Ulrich.
And that was a good call with the defense expecting you to throw, time getting short, long field to go, and defense looking for pass. You pick up 8 yards on the draw play, and it didn't cost you that much time. Although the Thunderbolts need to conserve time. They need to be real careful here. They do have 3 timeouts, but like I said, they have a long ways to go. 78 yards to go for a touchdown.
Hayward Demison in the game. He's in the slot to the right.
By number 22.
And there is the handoff straight ahead.
Big push by that line. Paul Swingle, Dave O'Neill, Bubba Brown. Pushing that pile back. But Jason Woody, too, number 75. Got the first down. But again, now the clock stops at 2:16. And now it restarts.
The PA announcer said that was Fanroy. It was actually Alonzo Harden.
And they're not going to get a play off here before the 2-minute warning. So they might as well just hang it up.
There we are, the 2-minute warning coming up.
You know, it looked like they didn't know that was coming. They called.
Too cold to play overtime. 29-29 though is our score. 1:59 left to go in this one. 1st and 10 Thunderbolts. The ball at the 27-yard line. Ulrich straight back, wants to throw.
Wide
looks
open,
on the
number
outside.
7, Jordan.
Come outside and off the fingertips of Anthony Jordan.
You know, and it looked like he was looking at the corner, not the football there. The ball went right through his hands and he ran into the corner, but boy, catch the ball and then let the corner tackle you. That ball was perfectly thrown. And he was wide open.
Nice throw by Ulrich.
But it's no gain. 2nd and 10. Jordan checks out, Nightingale comes in. That was costly. You got to make a play down here. 2 minutes to go. Tie game. You know, that play could have won the game right there. You got to make that play.
2nd and 10. Trip receivers to the right. Ulrich under pressure. Here comes the blocker. Ulrich breaks free, throws back across the field, complete to Nightingale. Nightingale loses the ball. Is that a fumble?
Incomplete. I thought he caught it and was down by contact, but they ruled it incomplete.
Nightingale took a huge hit and took it from number 21, Ty Williams, who's playing safety.
Ouch.
That would have been a huge play had Nightingale held onto the ball, but jarred loose, incomplete, 3rd and 10 coming up. Well, Williams showed me not only can he run, he can hit.
Wow. Number 3, Julian Williams, checks in on the offense. Wide receiver for Nightingale, presumably, who's taking the cobwebs out.
Morgan Will split wide to the left. Trip receivers right. 3rd and 10.
Timeout Thunderbolts. Now that's kind of a waste. You got, well, I don't know, 3rd down, you may not actually, maybe not.
Huge offensive play for the Thunderbolts. 1:44 left to go in this one. 3rd and 10 from the 27. Trip receivers right. Ulrich drops, looks under pressure, going to throw to the outside. That's Harden. Harden turns the corner, and Harden up to the 31, but he needs to get all the way to the 37. He'll be 6 yards short. It's 4th down.
About the 33-yard line.
Yeah, little Ulrich had nowhere else to throw the ball. Harden was his release man, and he found him, and then, of course, Harden had to kind of corral the ball just to catch it. They got some positive yards, and now it looks like the Thunderbolts are going to go ahead and punt. Try to punt for overtime.
Stanwood in punt formation. Williams goes back to receive. 1:36 left to go in this one.
Back deep for the Cougars, number 21. Tyler
Stanwood, a nice snap. Stanwood gets the kick away. A high kick, but a short kick. And goes out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Cougars will have it at the 36. 1st and 10 with 1:30 left to go in this one.
And they have 2 timeouts left, as do the Thunderbolts. Okay, 1st down Cougars, minute 30, 2 timeouts. And they don't like to throw.
To Williams.
Of course, when you have that guy, why should you throw?
Williams, Gary.
Gain of about 3 for Ty Williams. 2nd and 7 coming up, and you're right.
They're going to love the Kansas plan if we go to overtime, because they got that ground game going, crank him up in the middle, and they'll get in. And plus, they have an excellent kicker.
Picks up 3 on
That could be a big advantage in the overtime plan as well.
The clock right at 1 minute.
Neither team playing well enough to win this game. Neither one seems to want it. Special teams, miscues, and who wants it?
Archer under pressure, rolls, throws, incomplete.
Like a little pass interference there, but the ball was so short, thrown so short, there's no way you could call it.
Intended for Wade Curtis, a little short, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
So now the Cougars stop the clock with the incomplete pass. 45 seconds left, and if the Thunderbolts could make a stop here, they might get the ball back, as long as the punter doesn't get another 50-yard punt against them again. They might have a few seconds left on offense to try and pull it out.
They do have 2 timeouts left.
Or a big turnover here.
Archer, that's Williams in motion. Archer wants to throw under heavy pressure. He's going to be hit and sacked. Thunderbolts need to take a timeout.
Nathan Archer
Clock. Stop. Thunderbolts take a timeout.
I didn't see him signal the timeout. Yeah, there it is. Certainly what they should do. Okay, 36.3 seconds left in regulation.
Jake Barr got up to 55-yard punt last time. He's in punt formation. Antonio Sparrow set to receive, standing back at about the 25.
Thunderbolts looking to come after this punt.
Barr and gets the punt away, a high punt. Sparrow fields it at the 25. Sparrow tries to get to the outside. Sparrow out to the 30 and tackled out at the 32-yard line. That'll stop the clock.
There's a flag. That'll stop the clock. Nice non-clip, or was that a clip? And a fight. And another flag. You know, I think number 33 clipped the guy, but he's not very big, so he probably didn't hurt him. And I don't think they called it, but I think the guy might have got mad and they retaliated against him. Because number 33 was the only Thunderbolt back with Sparrow that could help him. Everybody else came after the punt.
Referee's going to take a timeout and talk it over again.
This is what's painful. It only took them about a minute.
First down, Thunderbolts, ball at the 27, 25 seconds left to go in this one. We're even, 29-29.
Damn.
Receivers wide left and right, slot left and right. Motion, that's Jordan, Anthony Jordan. Ulrich wants to throw, gives a draw play. Straight ahead on the carry. A big hole, cross midfield to the 45, got to get out of bounds, and does. And that is John Griffin.
John Griffin.
Close to field goal range.
5'10", 190, Centennial High School, speed to burn and quickness. Guess who tackled him? None other than Ty Williams.
The Thunderbolts might go for maybe 10, 15 yards on a quick pass and take another timeout and then try a field goal.
What a call, a draw play.
The ball is at the 34. A field goaler would be a 50-yarder at this point in time, so let's see what the Thunderbolts do. They have one timeout left.
A wind against
Ulrich wants to throw, throws to the... Oh, incomplete.
The wrong guy tried to catch it. Julian Williams skied, and it was intended, looked like, for number 8. Casey Oliver, who would have caught it.
If Williams had not touched that ball, Oliver would have caught it.
I think so. I think it was intended for Oliver.
Now only 6 seconds.
Now let's see that. Well, the flag, it was blowing. Now it's blowing in the direction of the field goal.
Still one timeout left. The Thunderbolts have time to do a
sideline pattern.
Well, they have Matt Stanwood out on the field. They may be going to try a 50-yard field goal attempt. They are. Matt Stanwood out on the field. It'll be a 52-yarder. Stanwood for 52.
Stanwood's pretty fast. If they give him the ball, maybe he can run for 40 yards.
Snap. It's down. The kick is up. It's away. It is just short.
Oh, wow. Pretty nice kick.
That is the end of regulation. Our score, the Oregon Thunderbolts 29, the Columbia Cougars 29. We're under the Kansas
touchdown
plan.
Cougars. Oh, we missed
Thunderbolts won the toss and elected to go on defense first. And so we
Cougars got a little excited there. Jumped the gun.
Does this bring back memories, Tim, from last year?
It does. 0-0 tie with the Pierce County Bengals.
Procedure call, illegal procedure call on the Cougars. So back it up 5. It's now 1st and 15. Again, the Thunderbolts won the toss and elected to go on defense to start. That's generally what teams do who win the toss. They want to see what the other team can do, and then they know what they got to do.
Explain what they're doing. I just turned it. So
5-yard penalty is costly here because at least you want to get a field goal out of this, and you don't want to be backing away from that goalpost. And look they just did another one.
Again, here's the situation. The Thunderbolts won the toss and elected to go on defense. The first illegal procedure call backed it up 5. Now another illegal procedure call backs it up 5 more. So now the ball is all the way back to the 35. It is now 1st and 20 for the Cougars. They get four downs. If they get a first down, they can keep going.
They get a first down at the 15-yard line, 20 yards from here.
So it is 1st and 20 at the 35.
And they aren't much of a throwing team. A 20 yards is going to be tough for them to come up with.
Their lone setback is 5-5. They've got Ty Williams in the slot to the left. Archer drops straight back. Going to throw across the middle. He has a man open out there. It's Williams. Touchdown. That is Wade Curtis.
Wow.
The throw to Curtis for the touchdown.
No one was looking for that. Wide open.
35 yards. Now keep in mind, they've got to get the extra point. Williams was in the slot on the other side. That was Wade Curtis in the slot on this side, who beat, it looked like David Brannon down in the corner. So it's 35-29.
I think everyone was expecting him to throw it to Ty Williams, and when he didn't, they covered Ty Williams real well, but then Archer found Curtis wide open.
Barr in for the point after touchdown. Now, he did miss one.
Yeah, extra point's big.
Many times these Kansas playing games have been decided on extra points. The snap, it's down. Barr with the kick, and it's good. And that makes the score 36-29. And the Thunderbolts now will start their offensive possession at the 25. All right, the Thunderbolts will start on offense at the 25. They are down by 7, so they've got to have a touchdown and an extra point. Ulrich is the quarterback. Morgan Will splits wide to the left. Oliver splits wide to the right. Julian Williams inside of him. A lone setback is Harden. Ulrich. Draw play to Harden. Harden straight ahead. Harden still on his feet and gets about 5.
Fighting for those yards.
Alonzo Harden gets 4, and it's 2nd down and 6. Under the Kansas plan, you've got to at least match in this round, you have to match what the other team did.
And if you don't?
And if you don't, goodbye, this is over. 2nd and 6. Receivers wide left and right, slot left and right.
Again, Harden in the backfield.
Harden in the backfield. Ulrich again to Harden. Harden. And Harden inside the 20 to the 19. It's going to be 3rd and 4.
Of course, this is 4-down territory here, so you could do that one more time.
There's no punts, there's no field goals.
Using that big offensive line, but I know it's a little bit late to be trying to wear him down, but then again, the passing game hasn't gone as planned tonight, so I guess as long as you're making yards, it's all right.
3rd and just a touch under 5.
I'd like to see him hook up with Julian Williams down there somewhere, let him make a spectacular catch.
Trip receivers left and motion.
Now, you know, I think the defense might have been guilty there. I don't know if they're going to call it on them, but they stepped across and really messed with the offensive line on that.
If they stepped across, it'll be a 1st down.
Well, they looked like they tried to draw him off very, very inconspicuously and tried to draw off the offensive line there.
Julian Williams clearly jumped on the outside on the left, but there was movement along the line too, and let's see what it is.
I don't know if they have that rule here in this league. I know in the NFL you can't be on defense, mess with the offensive lineman trying to pick up jump.
Now I think what they're talking about, Williams moved too, but he's a wide receiver. And Williams did not move forward. He stood up. That may not be. And they have decided. Well, what have they decided?
It's like they're leaving it where it is.
They're picking all the flags up.
Offsetting.
They said no call. No call is what they've made.
Okay.
Interesting.
Down, 3rd down and 5.
Very interesting. Ulrich wants to throw, looks under pressure, he's going to roll, he stops, he throws to the outside and picked off. This game is over. This game is over on the interception. The final score, the Columbia Cougars 36, the Oregon Thunderbolts 29.
Wow.
That's one way it can end, and that's the way this one did end.
The thrill of victory, the antagonism to defeat. There it is.
And when you're in the Kansas plan, it just takes one play, and that was the play.
One play, one ball in the end zone, 2 guys fighting for it. One guy caught it, one guy didn't.
Well, thank you.
Tonight for winning this game.
You know, you had another down. Our final score here at Kiggins Bowl, the initial game for the Oregon Thunderbolts. They lose to the Columbia Cougars 36-29. Thunderbolts led at halftime 20-9, outscored in the second half by the same score, 20-9. And then in the Kansas plan, The Cougars score on their first offensive possession, and Frank Ulrich, the interception thrown in the end zone, and that ended this game 36-29. Tim, it was kind of like the situation last year in overtime, but this time a heartbreaker for the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, the Thunderbolts, they tried to make their adjustments at halftime, but they seemed to have backfired. It looked like the Cougars may have made some better adjustments, and they stuck with their game plan. They ran the ball effectively. They played solid defense. They improved their special teams dramatically over the second half.
Well, now the Thunderbolts are idle next week, but the week after that they will be at home against the West Sound Orcas. That game, the 23rd at Hare Field at 5 o'clock.
Hare Field in Hillsborough.
Okay, and if you'd like to get information about the Oregon Thunderbolts,
well, you can just dial up OregonThunderbolts.com, and there's links to all these: the Northwest Football League, NWFL. You can just do OregonThunderbolts.com, and then there's links to everything from the NFL to the WNBA on that website.
All right, well, that's one way to do it. The Northwest Football League, you can reach them at their website if you want to get stats. I think they keep weekly stats. They're at www.nwfootball.net, and you can catch some of the stats. One person's going to have big stats is Ty Williams.
Had a big game, definitely player of the game in this game. Even made some hits on defense. The bone-crushing shot on Rod Nightingale and ended their drive towards the end of the game. And
Please report to the press box.
that was a good game. It's good to get back into some football.
Well, thanks for joining us, and again, in 2 weeks, we will be with the Thunderbolts when they take on the West Sound Orcas. On behalf of my broadcast partner, Tim Adams, I'm Dave Hall, and we look forward to seeing you then.